The draft for our first game today is about to begin. We have Navi taking on Extremum, a best of 3 to decide which team is the better one in this DPC league. In every game, as we continuously say, every single series can be considered a playoff series. We're joined by Purge on the big screen. I got Kyle and Tigov with me still as well. And Purge, I want to start you off on this one. What are your thoughts going into this series?
Not completely sure. I think Navi has a really good shot. It's nice to have a good org behind them, obviously, and they were really consistent in their last matches. So, I don't know, probably similar things as what we saw last time.
You think it's going to be that clear-cut? Because there were some arguments made here on the panel where it was said, like, yeah, Navi is expected to do well, but their opponents, no techies and unique, they're not the toughest opponent. We haven't really seen what Navi has yet.
Yeah, that's really fair as well. It definitely can be up in the air. There's a lot of really talented players on Extremum as well.
Yeah, and we finally will see a new open, though, because both Chen and Phoenix are banned out. I believe that's all Navi have first picked in the matches we've seen thus far.
Yeah, they've been second pick for 3 of their 4 games, so
yeah,
seeing a, they're going second pick again. But
yeah, they're choosing it. That's it's always interesting when new patches and like map shifts occur, because there are some squads that are still prioritizing first pick. I've seen teams prioritizing Radiant, and now I believe Navi chooses second pick. Or maybe they're just getting side every time.
They're probably getting, I'd say, side most likely in this situation, because just in generalizing Radiant, you really do have the advantage in the idea of like Roshan. You do lose a bit on, no, sorry, not Roshan, on offlane, sorry. You lose a little bit for Roshan control because of course the outpost and you have to protect your offlane tier 1, but Radiant is generally the more favored side for kind of simplicity of the game.
The game flows better because like when you take do you think it's all about like the safe lane tower? Because if I take safe lane, it naturally allows me to play more around Roche. Like taking that area gives Roche control, whereas Dire playing Radiant jungle effectively takes you away from that key objective.
Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly that. And also, you don't feel that bad losing your safe lane on Radiant because you have this big open jungle to play into.
Yeah.
But DPC, everything's a lot closer. Literally, the camps just feel a lot more condensed. So yeah, that's why Radiant is often favored.
Oh, we saw this open yesterday from who was it? Was it
Forgettable team.
the team?
In the lost.
OG, yeah, those washed up losers. They got 2-0'd by Alliance. Just kidding. Please don't hurt me.
They did get 2-0 by Alliance, though.
I know.
Alliance look good, yeah.
But we also have the Extremum opening. I don't think anybody is surprised by the Death Prophet being picked up this early. They do like it a lot on their position 5G. But still, of course, a flex pick with that as well.
I wouldn't mind it core here, but it is still likely to be a G hero. It's such an excellent because you can't kill him mid as an Earth Spirit when you rotate, and the silence against Enigma effectively forces BKB. I love the cast range talent, especially when you're core. Level 15 required, of course. It's pretty bonkers.
It takes a
Feels
while
like
to
it's
get there.
Feels hard to play Enigma into both of these heroes already. He's already off to a rough start. If he gets Mars ulti, he's almost for sure going to die. Easy target to burst, and if Death Prophet gets close, yeah, same silence issues.
Yeah, the interesting thing with like the Enigma pick here, it's like the way that you look at Navi's players practicing in pubs, for example, they're showing it between like, let's say 4 and 3. But when you pick up this Earth Spirit, you kind of lose that flex. Maybe it can go to 5, of course. And I think the main reason of this Death Prophet pick looking so nice is it works really well as this 5 position into this like Earth Spirit type 4, where your job in the lane is to try and secure grabbing that pull or that quick bit of aggression. But Death Prophet, you can contest that lane drag away with the creeps because you have that Siphon. You're really quick on Death Prophet. So
It's like 320 base moves.
yeah, you're really
so
quick.
fast.
330.
330.
Yes, it's so good.
Like the reason why these heroes are getting put into support roles is not because of like the hero being good. It's because of like just the pure base stats, like the move speed, the armor.
Oh, yeah, because the base attack is sick as well.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you were
nice.
like coddle fast. That's just crazy.
I mean, you're fly.
And for some reason, people still keep picking Pudge in their games. It's like 2-8.
Hero flies too. He's not fast. That's not
True.
Well, Death probably doesn't fly. She floats. Different.
Glides. We meet in the middle.
It's a different form of propulsion, guys. It uses what's that energy they capture in Ghostbusters? What's the name?
Io's pretty fast.
It's that
Yeah, he
Phantasm.
floats.
You said Io also floats.
Io
I think his
hovers.
base movement's
Different.
high right now. You changed the word.
Most of the
Ooh.
propulsion is from the ground up, so it's
Ooh.
more of like a space thing, you know. So you're naturally floating, and you have to actually move yourself.
Extremum's gonna get spaced when they group up and get songed, that's for sure.
It's the
Scary
throwback.
for them.
This is so beautiful to see, just because the Naga has transitioned away from that core role, as we've seen in that support role in like the European region. You look towards Roger, he's been spamming this in his pubs, going like 8 and 2. And potentially I now see this like Enigma being that 5. This Naga is flexing between that 4, potentially that core role, 4 role, whatever. And yeah, it's very, very strong. Good reset. Oh, Medusa into
Great carry.
Enigma.
So yeah,
Against Enigma.
Medusa loves laning against Enigma, playing against Enigma. Could be if you channel a black hole, or really if Medusa runs at you, there's no way to properly black hole and Medusa turn to stone. It'll
Exactly.
interrupt through anything. I like the song because you're playing against DP Mars. So if you're able to just pick up a spot and just stop the fight, wait out one of these big spells that can help you turn things around. I wish Extremum had waited one pick to go for the Dusa, but this does allow them to keep the Death Prophet open, I guess. But I'm surprised they didn't just take a 4.
Yeah, I realized what I was saying about this Naga didn't really kind of matter because, of course, seeing this Enigma, this Earth Spirit, like there isn't really that 4 position open for this Naga. So it does feel like it is just like the carry pick, right? Unless they have some kind of
No,
cuteness.
Enigma can be 3, Naga 4,
Yeah,
or
we've
Spirit
seen-
5,
Have they-
or
have they
Naga
cut the Earth
5,
Or Earth Spirit Core.
or Earth Spirit
Ooh.
4. Does Iceberg? I don't really
I'm
see
sure
that as an
it does.
Iceberg
Okay.
hero.
It is.
Either way, there's potential that these cards can be unfolding. Naga can push into that support role potentially if they want to be kind of quirky. That's fine. But yeah, I think picking that Medusa early, like you said, it does feel a bit awkward because the matchup into Enigma, especially, it's very 50-50. If Enigma does come online, can wait out.
Well-
there we go. There it is.
That's
Yeah.
your answer.
This
Is
is
this
a
the
counter
first
Medusa.
activate of the
What the-
upper division for CIS?
CIS, I think so. But what the hell? What is this?
This is
Anti-mage, Kyle.
Yeah, it's just
Agility hero, hard to carry.
The benefit is their second
blink.
pick, so Iceberg can get his choice of matchup, and it'll be a playmaking hero. Because right now, making plays is like real difficult. I don't know what this Earth Spirit role in the game is going to be.
But these heroes, they're not like game dominant heroes up until the point where they have items, but their laning phase is critical because they're lane securers. Enigma secures whatever lane he goes to with that ability to reset the lane with that conversion. And then Naga, she owns any lane just because of the images, the illusions. She blocks every camp. She prevents the supports from getting to play Dota. It's very obnoxious. So Navi, they have this greed, but they have both side lanes will be automatically reset based on these picks alone.
And obviously AM matches up very well against Medusa, very good against Death Prophet as well at times. If her mana's too low, you just blast her. So I think the AM pick can work if their lane's stabilized, so sounds good.
Okay, ET was always one of my favorite heroes against Enigma. You just kill him, basically. You run at him throughout most of the game. You're very strong in the laning phase, and it's very difficult without a BKB to ever get a black hole off because ET is still going to get a lot of usage and can just play around you quite easily. It's also surprisingly, it's another weird relationship against the Animage because later in the game, you remove all of his base armor by being near him, and that's effectively all Animage's armor because you have such high agility gain, and you don't typically build like an AC. However, Animage also just kills you, especially post-Manta. You get blinked on, you have no escape mechanism, you try to stomp, you'll get mana voided and interrupted. It's a really difficult mid-game matchup for the ET.
It's good against Naga illusions too, actually.
Yeah,
where all their armor is zero.
Like the lanes are messy from Navi because they have these Eidolons, the illusions, and it allows ET, whatever lane he goes to, he's going to have that kind of damage amp to apply. And I think Extremum, they realized they can't play a slow game where they allow Navi to set up the lane slowly, you know, secure that early farm, get to like minute 15, 20, and they come online. They need a way to pressure these lanes and then to open up the game so that every time they have like Exo or they have Medusa with Manta, they feel confident to cross the river and actually start applying pressure. Because if they don't have any lane pressure, their draftlet's nice, and they can pressure an AM quite easily with this big team fight to push a Medusa and DP, but they need that something to really get them confident in the fights.
Well, they can't kill him yet, is the trouble. Like, how do you coordinate a gank with Mars Elder Titan? Are you going to silence from the fog
mid hero,
into a spear?
This hero right here, the Kunkka, yes. There we go. That's your answer, Carl.
Okay. It's still spooky to me. You have team fight, but I've never really liked Kunkka as an AM killer. A BKB on the Animage just makes him nigh unkillable. So Extremum are going to just need to play. They just got to play really well. I hope Iceberg does something wild. It's a nasty SF game, but then you just. Yeah, actually, I think you could just go SF with the Invoker band, Storm band. Need something to make plays.
The big discrepancies, though, Carl, is simply the Navi, they're basically waiting to play the game. When they get to play their game, that's when they can come strong. They can punish positioning with the Song, the Black Hole, and Anti-Mage can find those pickoffs. But as Extreme, they're the heroes that, after lanes, they can group up as 5 around this Medusa and feel confident. Kunkka can play Sacrificial and Enable, and then that is the type of map that an Anti-Mage, Naga, and all these heroes need farm, they need space. And suddenly, if you're that small...
I don't think so. I think it's a Naga ES support duo. They're last picking a mid. AM's never going to show to fights, and you are playing on a one-mistake window as Extremum. You overstep just once, you get Song, the 3-man Black Hole comes out. That's pretty much game. And you need Kunkka to play near flawlessly. And he's not going to have a favorable matchup here, I don't believe. I don't expect Navi to give Iceberg something... Like, we're not going to see, like, a Lina come out, you know?
No, I don't think
I sort of agree with Kyle here in the sense that it is pretty terrifying to get Song comboed, and I'm not... Unless they do a really good job pressuring him, it's going to be rough.
Nice little Iceberg hero there.
Yeah, this is... you talk about team fight. Like, you have Silencer Enigma now.
Oh.
So
it is going to be the 5 Naga. Okay.
Yeah. The lane top is going to be just fine for V-Tune.
If Medusa can get her ulti off and the good times in team fights, it's going to really delay this wombo combo stuff from Navi, but they can also Song to counter it. Or,
the thing with wombo combo, though, like, it works well, but it works in this situation of you're defending your tier 3 comfortably. If you don't have that set up correctly, where you've not been at, like, if they choose to defend a tier 2, for example, waste 1 key spell, it's all around, like, the Song or the Black Hole, and they have so much reset on Extremum. Like,
I agree, but...
Let's hear the final thoughts from Purge first on this draft.
I'm excited to watch the game no matter what happens. Both drafts are really interesting. I think Dusa, this is a good game for her because since her ulti counteracts a lot of team fight, but I think Navi should be able to squeak it out.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
I think my friend here was flying during the Enigma Necrobook games and does not recognize its true power. This is their Beastmaster replacement. It's general. It's going to be very effective. And yes, I get your point, but Navi don't need a wombo combo to win the game. They just need to chill and have one fight go successfully.
I'm just trying to show Extremum some glimmer of hope. I think Navi have the execution.
Oh, you're backtracking. You just got...
I forgot what it's like to work with Kyle Sheet. Oh, my no.
Let me save you. Let me save you. It is time for our first game of this best of 3 series. Let's head over to our comedy duo of Capitalist and Fog.
Yeah, why do you think I'm all the way over here, Tika? It's because, Caston, I get to work with Fogged, and that's a pleasure in and of itself. Fogged, what do you think about the draft, man? Are you with Kyle, and it's just one fight, and that's all they need to win?
These drafts are bizarre.
Yeah.
Extremum's draft is really, really weird for me. I don't know what the intention of it all is going to be, where it all comes together, because I feel like they're lacking quite a bit of things too here. They've got like these silences and all these little things that you can see that can be pretty good versus anti-mage, but for some reason I just feel like they're just lacking the damage of the way to kill him once he's online and actually joining the game. Obviously,
right?
He's just gonna do his own thing, but I feel like once he gets involved, I don't see how they actually take him out.
Yes. Yeah. Once he gets once he gets to Manta, when he's activating Spell Shield and fights, it feels like there is definitely going a lack of good enough lockdown and damage to bring him to his knees. What do you think? What else is missing from Extreme?
I don't know. I just feel like they're missing like these five hero and just things to actually make stuff happen on the map. Really, it just looks really bizarre because of this 4 and 5. I think Chu might be able to change my mind. He's one of the legendary ET players for a long time. He's been playing it years now, so maybe he can make some crazy stuff happen. But it looks like it's completely ulti reliant, and without ults, they can do absolutely nothing, I guess is the best way to phrase it.
Roger levels up his kick so he can push away Chu and get that 3rd bounty rune. Well, they're already going to start off at advantage, but look at G and Chu. They're going to make sure that the Enigma and Earth Spirit... I've seen some people trying to experiment with this. Okay, we know the Enigma is going to be denying creeps all the way from the start and trying to figure out some way to punish this. And that was not a bad volley of hits there. Pretty good damage.
Oh.
That's going to force a lot of regen.
The ET pick is really, really interesting, just because, like T was mentioning on the panel, any lane he goes to, either of the side lanes, they're going to have some type of minions, summons, etc. It's also in the matchup versus the AM, which obviously with that natural order, it's going to be cool later on. I'm wondering if he does go for something like an Ag Shard at some point in the game with like the big combo, and then he teleports in and he's right on top of the AM in some situations. Maybe that could be something cool that we don't see coming. But yeah, I just feel like Navi has all these different ways to decide when they're going to be team fighting in this game and just resetting and all that. Well, I feel like it's exactly the counter of what they're playing against for Extremum, where they have all these gigantic ultimates.
Kick just to secure a little bit of CS. Iceberg, his mid lane matchup is going to be the Silencer up against the Kunkka of Melojewel, which is a matchup that I can't say I've seen too often. Silencer just kind of feels like it goes in and out of attempted to be a meta core, but it never really like sticks. Never seems to stay there for long just because he is so fragile. It seems like such a hit or miss core.
And I think that's just the perfect way to describe it. It's just hit or miss. You either have an excellent game or you have an absolutely horrible game. There's really no middle ground for these mid silencers. Their early game might go well some games, and then they just absolutely fall a cliff, or they just snowball out of control and they take over the game. Iceberg really likes to play this hero. It's a pretty decent matchup. It's not like phenomenal for him, but he can actually apply pressure once he gets the levels online. First few levels, Kunkka favored, but once he gets to spam his glaive and all that, it's pretty relevant how much harassment he puts.
Have you been experimenting or watching the experimentation with these various intelligence cores and trying out the Witch's Blade? Because I have to say, it is wonderful for these intelligence cores. It still straddles that line of like, okay, the damage is still better, but you're still having the same issues, which is if I get gone on first in a fight, we're going to lose that fight.
Yeah, I like it not only just for the actual ability. I feel like its actual just passive components are really nice. Roger is actually looking to set up for mid, so this is the idea they want. Just try to get the kills on the Kunkka. You might get it with these blocks.
Yeah, a little bit more, but with the TP coming in, Melojewel has a Fairy Fire, so he'll be okay. Shakes it off, but G has already been forced to rotate. He's going to hand over his salve, so Melojewel will continue to lane.
I mean, that's always cool when you can make these easy rotations as an Earth Spirit, just keeping in the tree line. You have a hero like Enigma, self-sufficient, so you can just ditch the lane.
Yeah, we saw Viking GG try out this opener of the Earth Spirit, which is like probably one of the best roaming 4 positions, with the 3 Enigma, which I think is probably one of the most self-sufficient off-lane cores. You pretty much have a free game as Earth wherever you want.
I don't think that they had the freest game in that one, as they were playing Secret, I believe, and that was an absolute disaster, but...
tougher opponent for sure.
And V-Tune's farm bottom. I think this is like the hardest part when choose about their level 3 to apply the pressure, but he's already got the Ring of Health. He's already pretty happy down here with the amount of farm he's gotten, and he's already burned pretty much their entire mana pools. Shashlo has not gone for a Soul Ring or anything like that. He's just having to use his Mangoes, and he's got Over Venom, so he's just going to be right-clicking the lane. So V-Tune should just continue to get that farm, but we do see on the other side the Medusa farming extremely well in Nephrit.
Man, Chu just really cannot do enough damage to threaten this 5-position Naga Siren. Her armor is just too high.
Yeah, and as soon as his spirit goes off, his armor is very low, so he has to just back away immediately. I mean, level 1 spirit is just very underwhelming as they check the runes. It'll spawn top. Warm celebratory by G.
Yeah. I tried out the 5-position Death Prophet. I've only tried it once. I got absolutely smashed. Laning phase felt really good, but after that, I was very impressed with the way that G made it look so good going into the mid game as kind of an under-farmed Death Prophet. I mean, you're just not a core, so I was very impressed at how he was able to play so forward. Nephrit takes a bit of damage here as the roll-in from Roger. He's going to be fine. Yeah, G doing what he can, but sadly, there's just not a whole lot of space for these 5 positions that are sort of lane dominators against an Enigma. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I'm definitely a growing fan of this. Just wonky 5 positions feels like it's going to probably be the patch for that. Just people testing and seeing what can work, and just so much variety that you can do in your draft now. It feels like you can just literally be like, all right, yeah, 5 hero, whatever. They counterpicked it, and now it's a 5. Like, always want to fly. Might go down here to Chu.
He does manage to pick up 2 different bounty runes for his efforts, but yeah, looks like he's going to die here in the first blood. Goes over to Chu.
Done chasing him down. The Kunkka, it's a natural rotation for him as Melojul's lane is getting pretty rough, actually. Iceberg has confidently pushed him out, and he has 14 denies on the Kunkka. That's quite a lot here. And we see General, as the panel talked about, this is the Beastmaster replacement. Going to be rushing toward that book. This book is going to be pretty potent up here. Playing into the Medusa, I feel like they can actually set up for some kills early on, which you wouldn't usually expect from an Earth Spirit Enigma combo versus a Medusa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be the difference maker.
Enigma is definitely like a distant third when it comes to the Necronomicon cores right now, but I do think your lane presence, when you just throw a Malphus on him and the Necronomicon's just able to get so much time to hit a core, like, it becomes such a free. As long as you're not matched up against, able to deal with those really well.
Yeah. I mean, Malefice it's a strong spell. It does a ton of damage. I think people really overlook that a lot of the times. Like, look, General's just playing aggressive as this Enigma here because he can just walk up behind as soon as the Death Prophet leaves, throws a stun, and then Nephrit's out of mana.
Big kill as Iceberg rotates across with a Haste Rune, picks up some permanent intelligence, use the rest of the haste timing, try and get back before he misses out on too many creeps, and honestly, he's going to miss out on experience of 1. Roger collects the CS for. That was just kind of a free rotation.
I feel some looming difficulties already coming for Extremum as Navi's just farming without any pressure being able to be applied. I feel like it's so hard for them to set up kills. I don't know how they gank. It's fully reliant really on when Mars hits 6 and when the Kunkka decides to actually look to make moves. The Death Prophet ET, they can't set up for kills. They're all just about straight up team fighting. So all this downtime for Navi is just great. Like, they're just getting everything they want in the lane, and they want to take it to later stages. If any time of passivity is happening in the game, anti-mage is thriving.
Trying to do something about this Naga Siren, but again, mostly physical damage coming from these two. So it's they actually have kind of a hard time of killing a 5 position that was kind of thoroughly routed. They hit all their spells, and it's still going to take a little bit more to finish them off. And
Is he actually
he's
gonna live?
pop a
Oh my
healing salve
god.
around the corner. He's good. Power of the Naga Siren 5 position. Hey, I got a question for you, Fog, because I feel like when I see this matchup, I know I would have gotten with the double gauntlet strength into Soul Ring for this Mars versus Anti-Mage. Instead, he went the Bracer route. Are you down with this?
I thought as well. That's literally what I said before. I was like, he's not going for Soul Ring, so he's not going to have to be able to do anything in the lane. I think it's a concern. As mid, setting up the boat. The Rum will probably protect him. They're going to attempt the body block, but the illusion. And now Medusa actually has to just jungle top 2. The Anti-Mage, no pressure bottom. Medusa forced out of lane. And now General's going to start pressuring and taking this tower. So map is going to quickly start to shrink, at least for Nefrit, as Roger's just scouting him the entire time.
Seriously, I'm watching Always Wanna Fly just like ignore these two in lane most of the time. Like he's just able to tank hits like it's nothing.
Any other 5 position would die. Like
Yeah.
100% in that situation. Just 8 armor. It's sure he gets the natural order on him, but he's still at 5. Like
Another hero that has extreme movements as well, starting off with 330. No, I'm totally with you. I've been trying out all these weird 5 positions because it feels like it is the patch where starting stats matter a lot more on a 5 position. We're going to watch G go down to the top lane as Malphus easily picks him off. They're going to go for the kill onto Roger, but they may run out of stuns here as Roger is going to be able to get the roll away. No problem.
I think that's going to be the name of the game for a very long time, Cap. People are going to roll away, blink away, walk away from this Extremum draft because they have no ways to really catch people until their whole team fight does start to kick together. Which they do at least have the Mars getting the good levels. And yes, he got blessed. He found an Arcane Ring, which I think that's the replacement for your Soul Ring. But it's going to be pretty reliant on him for them to set up around him. I feel like this game is so hard for them to ever slow down V-Tune.
Yeah, and it's always kind of awkward when team fights are determined by your movements, but you're in a lane that you want to kind of like stay in. Normally, as this off laner, I'd be like, guys, can you make a rotation to me? We'll take this safe lane tower, and that'll free me up to move around the map. But as it is, I don't think they're ever going to get that opportunity. Roll on in, trying to take that bounty rune. Roger picks it up, and now he dares to fight because they've got the Necronomicon from General, and they've got the Black Hole as well. In fact, they've even got potential of the Global coming in. It looks like on the other side, Always Wanna Fly does die, but G is going to get picked off by Iceberg. It's another -2.
Iceberg almost has Witch's Blade already. He's going to delete heroes once he starts hitting them in a second.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. I think it's just look for fights around boat and Mars ult, and that's kind of it. Okay, maybe if like G gets a good positioning for an exorcism, then he can look to just try to take fights around that Mars ult, but he's very underleveled. And it's going to be them having to just accept the fact that they're not going to find V-Tune. I feel like they have to just look for just pressuring towers and just killing other heroes because it's not going to happen. You're not going to find this anti-mage. Not for a long time.
Smoke up. The Naga Siren Illusion goes first. Melojewel is distracted by it, and that leaves Roger an opening to be able to get in there. A huge nuke coming out from Iceberg with the higher levels of Last Word mixed with the intelligence that he's been racking up. The int multiplier do heavy, heavy work.
And they steal the stack as well. Medusa gets forced all the way to the triangle already and does not have any stacks in the triangle. Elder Titan Chu did not have time to do that this game. And now they're even taking a secondary one. Always Want to Fly, the 5 position, negating that farm as General just free pushes top. Look at the state of the map right now. It's that kind of just says everything for me of how Extremum has to play in these next 5 minutes or so. They're trying to fix their farm, trying to fix this pressure that's coming onto them, but they can't. I think Shashlo, he has to reset, go heal, get mana. He has to be the one to dictate where they can fight and how they can fight. But Navi can always just global and reset and stuff like that. It's just such a hard game for them now. Even though it only feels, it's 4-2 and it's 2K advantage, it's just threat of Navi's draft and the threat of this AM it's gonna get massive so quickly.
I always feel so pressured if I play off lane and I'm not a Necronomicon core and the other team does have one and they're off lane. Like, I feel so pressured because I know once he gets a Necronomicon, he's going to force out my carry out of lane and he's going to take that tower, and I just do not have the same kind of power unless I just dominated the lane. for some reason, unless I'm just kill after kill. It feels like I have to get so many kills to be able to take that tower, while we see from the Enigma just doing it purely through presence. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Doesn't really need to kill anybody, just kind of naturally forces them out.
I really like the point that Brian made the other day. It was a little bit of a different hero. I'll bring it in a second after they probably find G in a moment.
Yeah, go for the ensnare. Iceberg, is he going to show himself? He's going to wait out the stomp, dodges it, now starts laying the damage into G. The song does come out.
Oh my God, General's coming.
As a result, the boat is dodged. The black hole's going to come in, grabs the two of them. They throw out the global. They do manage to get off the stone gaze here right before that. With the arena going out, Shotflow is actually going to be able to get away. This is a great fight for Extremum. All of a sudden, it looks really good, all because of that really fast reaction from Nefrit, getting off the stone gaze as the song failed, but right before the global came out.
Yeah, he got silenced by Death Prophet on the silencer as he's cutting up the song. I think he went too far north. It's not, the AoE is a little bit small, I guess you could say, at level 1. I think the Medusa clipped out of it for a second and got stone gaze off, and then just walks in, and yeah, the black hole's gonna bring the Medusa. Very ideal fight for Extremum, and something they really needed to get back in this game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, they were down by almost 4,000 net worth. Now they're within 1K of Navi. But yeah, what were you talking about, Brian, making a point about something?
Just about it was a Legion commander lane, but I liked how he was talking about how it's the threat of the 4 position that actually makes those other 3s better. Like an Elder Titan and a Mars, they can't pose kill threat, but let's say it was something like Alina, right? Or one of those other ranged heroes, then it's a completely different dynamic where they can actually pressure the lane and probably force the AM out. And then sure, you don't have a Necro book, but you got these 2 strong heroes that can.
Oh, yeah, that totally makes sense. An AM with a Ring of Health, like, you hit him a few times, he's sitting there thinking, okay, maybe Alina Mars combo, that might be enough to kill me, I'm going to have to back out. But against this combo, you know, he could go down to probably like 700 health and still feel comfortable he's going to survive. Boat's going to come in, though, and it looks like he's not going to survive through this. The control from Extremum as they hunt down V2.
Nice move. Blowing quite a bit of ults there, 3 of them, but G actually in a position to hit the tower because he has a single creep to take.
Oh, Shotflow managed to find a easy kill on bottom lane. Managed to, I think he I'm not sure if he got lucky or what, but he managed to spear the real Naga Siren there. Oh, just laid a ward. Caught by General with the double damage with the Necronomicon units routing him from the other side. Good gank by General. That was cute.
Unexpected one as he walked through the ward. Just literally ran right through it and got him. 3 almost online. Decent, I mean, a decent moment stuff. 4,000 swing pretty much for them, and a 4,000 experience swing too. Gets the Medusa more comfortable toward their first item. Shabby. And they even have a, Blink on Shotflow now, incredibly farmed after that last engagement, and now they can actually make moves. This is actually pretty huge. Can actually set up with his ET, and they can actually look to threaten and get a lot of kills here.
See if they're gonna go for some sort of smoke, or if they're just waiting to make a play. If I'm Mars, public enemy number 1 is probably Iceberg. I mean, damage to HP ratio, right? That guy pumps out a lot of damage, but he's super easy to kill.
Yeah, I think he should just immediately jump on him pretty much every single time in these fights. If Silencer shows, I think this is where Iceberg has to, I honestly want him to queue up a BKB point as the Silencer. He needs it. Otherwise, he's just going to get focused entirely as this.
They waited just a few seconds. The arena is now up, and look at this. The initiation. Oh, he's going to show himself immediately. Oh, the global silence stops the spear. Iceberg is going to be able to get off some damage here. Let's see if Shotflow, he does manage to get off the spear, but the arena just fell. He doesn't get pinned at all. In fact, he kind of gets saved from that. Meanwhile, though, Nefrit, thanks to all of that, was able to survive through the assault coming out from Navi, got off the Stone Gaze, and managed to kill the Naga Siren at least. So Extremum, once again, defending and standing strong.
I mean, it's interesting how aggressive Navi's trying to make these plays when they have an anti-mage versus a Medusa. Maybe they're feeling a little bit like they have to make these moves because of the Silencer, but that felt a bit forced to me, the way they were just diving forward for it. They had no idea that the smoke, actually, I think they maybe had an idea that the smoke was even happening because they had that ward there, but a very aggressive kind of setup for them there. It almost hurts them a lot more than just losing Always Want to Fly. They almost lost Iceberg as well. Yeah, I feel like it's just over-aggressive when they have an anti-mage. Could be playing a little bit more passive. They're about the counter-initiation with this Nog and Enigma. Unless they see the dream setup.
So, in your opinion, if you're looking at this, spear, okay, that's gonna stop them, and they're gonna be able to capture with the X, no problems. It is gonna go down. So, if you're, in your opinion, Navi could probably chill out a little bit more. What is that timing that you want them to get aggressive with the AM? Is it after Manta? Is it the +1 item? What are we talking?
With Manta, I think he can turn up and just, if you find a situation, you just get a good mana void in the back lines. Like Medusa, that Nefrit dropped to 0 mana in the last fight, so he can look to get involved and just do a cleanup when he does have that Manta. But I mean, Extremum's starting to get a decent amount of momentum here. I love this build too. Melojewel, the Solar Crest on the Medusa, just accepting his role in the game.
Yeah, that was something that T-Gum was kind of talking about in the composition of the lineup. He said, you know, the one nice thing about this Kunkka is that he can be a little bit more of a supportive build, and they just play entirely around this. Rotating over, trying to make that fast move up the top. They're going to catch him. Mage. Caught, speared up. The silence goes down. They have the boats just to ensure that they do indeed get another kill onto V2.
Was that, did the global just come back up, or was it just late? I know it was on cooldown for a slight moments before that. I didn't, but it came out late. Put away. Roger. Catch with General. Blink away, and Extremum. He'll get away, and again another big kill onto the anti-mage. Nefrit getting all this downtime here to farm, while the AM is dead off the map. He's got better timings than him. He's gonna be able to pass ahead of him, at least farm, which usually does not happen on Medusa.
I see Melojewel is like, they've been clearing up some other stacks as well. Chu's been doing a good job of finding these small stack openings in kills. So it's like everyone is decent amount of farm now on Extreme.
Even G, look at this, takes out a tower. Just has a Ghost Scepter for him. Pretty decent farm for a 5-position Death Prophet. And it is just going to be drums on Chu into Aghanims. I wonder if he, I'm still curious if he does do something with Shard. I want to see it because I think it actually has some. But when you have something like Mars, this amazing setup for fights, as he walks into General.
So I was just about to ask you, what do you think about the way that General is playing? General seems to have this idea of the Enigma Necronomicon as being kind of an oppressive farmer, where he just takes over certain areas of the enemy side of the map, and he says, I'm going to farm this around this high ground. If you walk into me, you're probably going to die if you're by yourself.
I feel like it's over aggressive in this game, but it's typical General though. That's how he likes to play. Extremely aggressive. Sometimes it does hurt him a bit in the games, but that tends to be the way that I always see General have his best games, is when he's hyper aggro. This time it's definitely punishing them quite a bit here, as Extremum had like the last 7-8 kills or something in the game. It feels like they've just been getting all the perfect setups.
Yeah, seriously. The last time they killed somebody, G's Death Prophet around 17 minutes.
Yeah, and do you see what the Medusa just queued up? Hey, we got a Rapier queued up.
I like that.
So that's when we had that one patch, that one phase where Medusa was really like popular in the first 2 picks. When we had this, right?
Yep.
You take Roche, take a Rapier, end the game immediately right afterwards. So I guess that's the directive that Extreme wants to go, because they know the anti-mage eventually later on is going to take over. So if he does want to go for that approach, I don't mind it.
I'm okay with it because it's playing to win. At the same time, I feel like Animage is such a good counter to Medusa in some ways that it would have made me more skittish about giving my carry the go-ahead to buy that item. You know, I probably would have been like, do we really need that? Like, I feel like the game's going pretty well. I mean, Kyle is right then. They literally will only need to win one fight if he goes Divine Rapier.
Yeah, if he commits, that's going to be baller. Honestly, that's... I don't know what else to say, really. That's the risk taker.
Yeah.
As V-Tune, Manta's done. He's looking to get involved now.
They're going to break the smoke. They smoke themselves, immediately run into the song. Now they're a little bit split. Only 2 heroes set up for the potential black hole, which isn't here just yet. They're going to get off the managed Manta into the Stone Gate. So that's going to reset the team fight. And in fact, it's looking a little bit awkward here as they're easily going to be able to kill I Always Want to Fly. At the same time, Chu did die very quickly. Oh, Shotzlo finds the opening here. Managed to get the spear onto General. The follow-up silence should be there. No way General's going to be able to get off anything else here. And Fog, I got to feel like that was... I mean, where was General if they were going to go for this smoke play?
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, it's just weird. This weird stuff coming out from Navi a little bit with their setups of these fights. I mean, the global too, it's just their spell usage is not coming out the greatest at all. As Extremum's, theirs is coming out perfect. They're always just getting the Stone Gaze off, and Nefrit just has them walk into him. And we may honestly see him picked up and him look to end the... He's committed. He bought the relic.
Yeah. There's no turning back now. Not going to go a Radiance Medusa, so you're committed. And this pick off on Iceberg is going to be massive as well. After just winning that team fight and taking that Roshan, they make a play at the same time as taking that Roche at bottom lane, getting a pick off on Iceberg like that. Looks like Shotzlo may pay the ultimate price for it, though, as Stomp's going to come in from Chu, but Roger was really fast on being able to rotate over and making sure that Chu was not going to be able to get off that Stomp, and now he's going to be caught as well. 2 down for the price of 1 silencer. Not the worst thing in the world, especially get this tower as well.
Not bad, not bad. They don't see the courier is in a little bit of a risky position. Medusa. Look at that.
He's hiding the full, like he did not pick up that item and be like, okay, this will help me farm a little bit faster. He's holding that sacred relic to complete surprise factor.
Yeah, it's got to just be the full out GG push with the Aegis, or an attempt at that. Just full out go bottom with everything. It's definitely worrying though, because
there it is.
That's where you're setting up Navi to get their actual combo off. They have to be very careful how they stand.
Sell Wraithband.
There we go.
There you go.
He actually committed. I mean, okay, well, let's see it. Let's do it.
And now, is he going to show... Like, I feel like he did such a good job of hiding this whole play. I almost wanted to see them smoke immediately and not
They have
show.
a ward on it, but... Yeah, Extremum doesn't know that, so... But Navi is going to be 100% aware of this rapier push that's coming on right now. And how are they going to react? And they can still set up for the song play.
Yeah.
It's just now Navi can maybe get an even better setup, an actual appropriate one, rather than just straight up forcing it. Extremum has to be very wary of how they stand together.
Okay, so if they're going to song Black Hole, the Medusa, who has to be like outside of that black hole? Who can possibly save? Because the problem is going to be there's a global silence as well covering that black hole control.
He's got the 2 lives, and he's got his Stone Gaze has covered him really nicely. It's hard for Navi to actually commit onto this, and the tower, like the Rax is going to drop incredibly fast. Shotzlo is in a perfect... Look at Chu's positioning, too. Like, Chu and Shotzlo know exactly where they need to be standing in this to cover. Because they have the Earth Splitter always, too, from the back lines.
It's just going to be a lane here. It's kind of looking like it. V2 may have made the call that he's not ready to fight just yet. Tier 2s are still up in the other lanes, so it's not like Extremum can really go for more. I think they're going to try and wait out this Aegis.
And this rapier pickup is... It's working. It's working for sure. It's putting Navi just completely on the back foot to want to jump into any engagement. Because everyone will just die if they mess up that fight at all. General has gone for Blink Dagger, not for going for this BKB or anything like that. He's just going positioning. Stone Gaze, of course, still going to be going through that BKB if he did have it, but it would cover against every fragile.
They can finish up the Meteor Hammer on Always Want to Fly. That'll be another form of control immediately after the song.
But Extreme was just barreling down the lanes. Just next Rax. No, Navi, your hand is forced.
Okay. You gonna make the call here, Fog. 1.5 minutes. Are you going the full lane of barracks here?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think they should commit.
An opening on Roger, but he's got a BKB, so that now means no arena. That makes this push, I think, still a little bit suspect. You know, like you do not want to get caught inside the enemy base when your Aegis fails.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They forced the AM back. I don't know if they saw him just yet, but that is a pretty big step that they're able to move him out of the map. I mean, they're gonna keep poking, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got a minute left. They're forcing. risky.
All right, this tier 3 is almost dead. Nefrit,
Radiant's middle
he
tower
is relatively healthy with 18 wand charges in the bank as well. Navi, 40 seconds left, and it's looking like they're going to get full lanes if they're not careful. V-Tune's going to go and start burning away some of that mana, but not fully commit. The Song of Siren's going to go out to make sure the Enigma survives, but the Enigma is not in a position to get the black hole immediately afterward. V-Tune's going to go back in, goes ahead, pops his ultimate, doesn't even come close to being able to kill the Medusa on her first light. Meanwhile, Roger rolls in real deep to try and catch the Mars, but doesn't quite get him. In the end, Extremum are going to back out with that melee barracks down and 10 seconds left in the clock of their Aegis. They're going to regen up without losing anybody.
Just Navi again, weird spellcasting coming out from them. Just even there at the end, Roger, he rolls in, kicks the Mars out of range, magnetize, and then pops magnetize. Ooh. I mean, if he just popped the magnetize, maybe he can get like trade killers. Definitely some misspells coming out from Navi and Extremum. They're taking advantage of all of this and just they're itemizing for ending the game, right? Vlad's now for G2. Paladin sword picked up for Nefrit, a very nice RNG for him, but yeah, set up to just be all together, never split up again.
This is where Navi could win the game. Oh, shot slow. Came so close to stopping that blink dagger. But instead, Genel was just a little bit quicker. Extremum missed out on potentially a really big pick off there.
They have to stay together, though. This is Extremum. You can't split up anymore. It's all about this Medusa. Just everyone needs to hug her. Just smoke, constantly look. You have bottom forcing the entire time, too, so cannot split away from her.
Song is still not up, so if they start any fight with a good opening here, G runs for the illusion rune. His smoke breaks on the animate.
Dire are scanning.
Scan coming up. G is stepping pretty far up. Team has moved away, but they have to actually go the bottom lane as V-Tune looking for his next item. Starting to get a little bit behind. As these fragile heroes like Iceberg in general, they're trying to get into these fights, but I mean this rapier is just doing way too much damage to them. Try to even just poke and prod at all. Now Shashlo even has a KP. Okay, that's a fortunate pick for Nefrit. Elven Tunic versus an AM. Beautiful. Talent already kicking in too. That evasion. Gotta prove.
I kind of feel like, Fogged, we needed a BKB on the Enigma, right? Because of this Divine Rapier play, he has to black hole the Medusa, I think, off of Song. But with 2 BKBs, one on the Kunkka and one on the Mars, they're going to be able to shrug off the global silence and stop his black hole.
I'm curious of why he went for the blink first. I think just a couple too many reckless plays from General completely tripped up his entire game. He was so farmed, and then his farm just stopped. Didn't find the opportunities, and he was just playing too aggressive. And now a Medusa also triple BKB cores on the side of Extreme.
Can you get BKB off before Black Hole stops you after Song?
It depends on when it's all cast. Usually they cast the Black Hole right before the song ends, so shouldn't be able to get. My brain got confused.
Like a G. A barrel up high grounds. He's got a Ghost Scepter. Like, I'll do it. They initiate on him, which is kind of what he wants, as long as they're not going on the Medusa. Song's gonna go off.
General.
They do have shot slow here. They could definitely get a 2-man black hole. Melojul running forward, but he pops his BKB, and the global silence came afterwards. They do manage to stop the black hole thanks to the stone gaze going on from Nefrit, and as a result, General Spear falls down. He's going to get popped, and who else is going to be on the menu here? Always want to fly on the run around this Roshan pit. They're trying to kite out this team because V-Tune is on the run right now. They know Nefrit has no mana whatsoever. The arena goes off, but V-Tune jumps to the other side, tries to catch Nefrit. Nefrit playing on the walls of the arena. Managed to kite out the AM. V2 needs one more hit. Shotslow, he's trying to provide it. They do manage to kill him. Iceberg falls as well. An ultra kill for Nefrit. And General, who bought back, is going to look to be able to claim the life of Shotslow. Roger rolls forward as well. Even without their cores, they were kind of all in to try and catch this Medusa. But Nefrit plays it safe. He TPs immediately after a successful engagement.
What a Mars ultimate. Oh my god. He literally pushed the AM just, I think he would have gotten the kill, and that would have changed absolutely everything if he does kill Nefrit there to get a rapier, but the wall pushes him out once or twice. And I think they did get the BKBs off after the song, right?
I think so too,
The
yeah.
hole was down and they still got it off. I mean, I haven't seen that one before, but
Tower is under attack.
I guess now you can frame perfect that you can get it off before it does hit. I haven't seen every single time at least.
And did he also get off Stone Gaze? Or I felt like the black hole was a little it didn't go the full duration, or did it?
I think it did, but it just they had the immunity going. I don't know. That was weird. But now it's 7K gold lead. Now into the pit.
Man, I thought they were going to win that fight for sure when I saw Melojewel pop his BKB. It then got global silence. I was like, oh no, they don't have anything to cancel it, but it just didn't matter, man. Nefrit just bossed through that one, and now he's going to be able to get Aegis and Cheese.
They even whiffed Chu was trying to predict where the Enigma was going to be with an Earth Splitter, and they whiffed that one too, but it didn't matter. They had enough inside of that fight, enough survivability. New BKBs, and that was pretty much fresh BKB. Like, Nefrit had just gotten it when that whole thing kicked off, so perfect timing for him.
All right, well, honestly, Fogged, I don't know how they win this fight, because they had a hard time winning these fights before when the Aegis expired and they couldn't quite find the opening. Now we're going to have Butterfly and an extra life on Nefrit. Like, this next fight is so much harder than the...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Black hole just straight up. No Saga Siren. Immediately the global sound's going off. Shotzo pops his BKB, spears up, managed to stop it. Nefrit, though, still has that Aegis intact. They didn't manage to bring him down. And General, he's going to fall. V-Tune brought back. No, Manta to dodge that X pullback. Very nicely done. The Song of Sirens going to allow them to reset here. Nefrit, he's going to pop his BKB. After all, he's got the Magnetize on him. Roger does manage to roll away. Okay, some decent resources expended here. Let's get to see if they can actually bring down Shotzo. They should be able to. No problem. The rest of Extremum are going to back up. After all, Nefrit totally out of mana, not feeling comfortable with this situation.
They X'd him. He's coming back.
They tried to give him the bottle as well from Melojewel just for that extra bit of regen. He's here, full mana.
You can still see how much respect Extremum is giving. They're actually going to buy back with Shashlo. They want to end the game. They want to get these mega creeps with this. They don't want to give Navi any type of chances to come back in this game. Chew that with the fresh Aghanims too. So that should be really nice for even more damage.
V-Tune's got to find an opening on the back line somewhere, because without Black Hole, I don't know how they stop Nefrit.
He's on Shashlo.
Yeah.
The once and then runs.
Okay.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They got to do something though. These buildings are going to die very quickly.
Glyph is down. Nefrit goes for his final push. BKB activated by Iceberg. That's going to be forced by shots, though. The arena going out. Nefrit already popped the stone case. The back line, though. V-Tune, he gets locked up. Stoned up and is going to fall with the boat coming in. He immediately buys back. Playing the back lines where they can. 45 seconds still. The black hole. They're going to have to make this fight work without it. Meteor Hammer into the Malefice. They burn him out of mana. Nefrit gets popped, but that's only the first life. Roger, they got to go in fast before Nefrit comes back up. The back line, V-Tune's immediately going to go for G.
Nice
the global sound's going off. Manta popped up. Nefrit pops the BKB and turns and fights. Immediately Navi disengage, losing nobody in this situation. See if they actually pursue or if they're just happy with being able to force it. No, V-Tune, he really wants to be able to get this.
Him and Roger can catch them here with the stones recharging. They might be able to get one of the cores here.
V-Tune, he's still pushing forward, but Roger isn't there. Uh-oh, he's been caught by the X. V-Tune, he's going to have to mantle this, and he does. Once again, the perfect timing from V-Tune to keep himself alive and keep Navi in this game. The saw, he's too fast.
Kick him forward, Roger.
Oh, they kicked him forward. They caught him. Can they actually do something with it? They've got the black hole, but I don't think they had the vision. Now the spear up onto Roger. Roger's going to get popped super fast. That's going to be a beyond godlike for Nefrit as they look for more. Two beating the crap out of Always Want to Fly. The Naga Siren does go down.
They were able to restart and get away. Navi could not chase out. They had to get more out of that for Navi. Now it's 40 seconds, 60 seconds on the two supports. That's likely just the mega creeps. They can't hold without these two. They're gonna have to do something very reckless on Navi to try to stop this push here.
Yeah, General tried to cut the waves, but bottom's pushing in. They still have a wave of creeps at top as well. Nefrit charging forward. They smoke up because why not? This is going to be their last fight of the blink. Initiation onto Iceberg. The spear into the torrent. The boat's not even needed. It's just the fanfare on top of potentially a game-ending black hole going out. Nefrit, they're going to catch him. No, the stop was already placed for 2. And now he turns his damage onto V-Tune with Nefrit. They make mincemeat out of that AM. He goes down, and Extremum take the upset here in game number 1, bringing down one of the favorites of CIS DPC and Navi.
Gotta say, I did not see that really coming. I thought that Navi was going to be playing a lot more patiently when they had their anti-mage just getting all this free farm, but they forced the issue a lot of times, and Extremum was prepared in all of those situations. They had the whole entire team rallied. They played exactly the way you should play a Medusa lineup. Just everything is about that Medusa.
Dire team ban.
Navi's turn to ban.
Dire team ban.
Navi's turn to ban.
Dire team pick.
Navi's turn to pick.
Dire team pick.
Earth Spirit.
For the first time, it was Navi losing a game here in the upper division of the CIS DPC League. You're watching ESL 1 powered by Intel. And Extremum took the first game of this best of 3 series. They are on a roll. Let's see if they can close it out with a 2-0. We are heading into the draft for the second game. We're joined by Purge on the big screen. And we have still got Kyle and Tigov here as well to talk you through all the different strategic things from the draft. I was going to say something very smart, but then it was just things. And we have got some heroes on the board already as well. Extremum once again get their hands on Medusa, Purge. That surely... Oh, what? Okay, we are having the same opening for Navi as well.
I was going to be like, you know what? I don't like Dusa as much if there isn't like a hard countered team fight ultimate on the other side, and then Navi just picked it anyways. So yeah, I'm cool with that now.
This is like just straight up in their wheelhouse too. Extremum, like they really build their draft around one of these big, tanky plus damage game winners, specifically the Dusa, the Alchemist.
Tell me more, Kyle, please.
And what was the third?
The one that was telling you.
mentioned?
Oh no, it's fine. Don't.
You guys missed
Medusa,
it,
Alchemist,
but,
and Bristleback.
There you go. They're all the same concept. But
Kyle
Medusa's
is one of
definitely-
those people that steals homework from other people
Wow.
and claims it as
No.
their own. And this was obviously
Not
the
true.
homework of Tigov in this.
I'm
Kyle
one-
sits
Literally
beside me
admitted
and
it the other day.
5 seconds.
I do the group project. That's me. I am.
There is also always in every group project one person that works a little bit less than the rest.
I'll
That's
present
not
it to the teachers, guys, but you do all the hard work and I'll do the presentation. Don't worry.
You know what's
Kyle,
funny?
We understand.
That's actually, I'd love to do the presentation.
know, I
Secret,
agree.
all you kids out there. If you, people have like a lot of social anxiety about presenting in front of people. I have that in like real life, but on camera, it's like I'm free as a bird.
Yeah, bravado takes you pretty far in life.
If you present first, you always get a minimum of a beep because you were the brave one who went first and like set the bar. And pretty much every teacher is going to say that deserves at least a beep. Try it at home, kids.
Class where I need.
This draft, though, it does show me that both teams heavily respect what they brought to the table in that previous game in regards to Navi and their just comfort in this opening, and the idea that they didn't really care too much about the Medusa. Sure, they lost the game, but I feel like reviewing it, they know that they mucked up with their kind of their poor fights. You know, we looked at that 12-minute fight, the 21-minute fight. They're crossing that river and going aggressive. Like their draft, their idea was good, just was execution, and that's why they haven't really shifted away in going into game 2.
Yeah.
And it helps them. It helps them have confidence coming into the second game.
I can totally see a breakdown of Mag looking at the team a little disappointed. Like, you guys lost that.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, the rapier play, like, Extremum earned the win. But that dive mid that Purge so eloquently broke down was just unnecessary. You can just kill the tower. Like, you're not feeling any pressure, and then you end up losing 3. Waste a lot of time, and then the rapier gives them that window to go win the game. But yeah, picking Enigma and Dedusa again is probably not what I would have recommended, but maybe they're just confident.
It is a sign that they don't think that was a weak point in their draft. They think they messed up rather than anything else. And, you know, maybe they got a stern talk with Mag and say, Mag's like, you're going to do this again, but then better.
Here's the question. Why not Beastmaster? That's what I don't understand. I'm thinking, okay, you wanted this creep hero. I understand Necrobook against Dusa, the early tower pressure. Why not Beastmaster?
Because Enigma is the better version in this scenario. Because Enigma
Against Medusa?
Yes, because the team fight, the Black Hole, the only reason the Medusa felt good was the comfort of the Aegis. Without Aegis, then it's a completely different story.
You can make the same argument. Why not just roar her? Then BKB isn't even effective. Like, Beastmaster is just straight up one-to-one a better hero against Medusa.
Do the same thing, but it's I think the comfort going into portions of the game.
Just like die in one roar though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a disable, yeah, but like the damage output, it's not even close to comparable.
Yes.
I mean, I guess if you include like your whole team being there and you have aura, yeah, it's equivalent, but like Midnight Pulse Black Hole is just so much, and it's more than one hero.
It's also why Zeus is pretty good against Medusa, for the idea that Medusa is like this turret. She stands still, she fights. You know, you have this Nimbus, you have this percentage damage. Like, it helps a lot. So
I get where you guys are coming from, but I'm reasonably certain if you polled every captain in the European Division 1, they would all be Choose Master over. Just in terms of how it plays. Simply because Enigma never has the ability. You have to be the one getting Medusa off guard or wait for Stone Gaze to fall to be able to successfully alter.
10
So,
seconds.
complex game, swings and roundabouts. People hit spells, people miss spells. Carl?
Yep. Dota 2,
5
not as
seconds
clear
remaining.
cut. Is it,
Dire team
It's just General's Beastmaster is like his best hero.
hey, Phantom Lancer. Was one of the few ones that is still a diffusal builder, but I always thought that Medusa, like, yes, Phantom Lancer is great at burning mana, but I always thought that Medusa with Split Shot was pretty decent against Phantom Lancer. Am I wrong in that one?
Well, the Rapier build is likely what they'll go for again, and it pretty much negates the PL evasion talent. You can't pick it up, and you kill these illusions in like one hit.
Yeah.
I think the nicer thing is that PL can disengage a lot easier if in danger versus what AM. AM kind of like, if he doesn't get his reflect off or get a blink off, then he's kind
Yeah.
In terms of like the strategy though, it's going to be the same kind of thing from Navi. They need to get this PL to a point where he can fight. They need to ensure that they don't lose the map due to this Medusa having this fight, because PL will later into the game just be able to, you know, outplay the Medusa.
Yeah.
And you see Extremum, they push towards like a Darkseid instant response. They had no time. They literally snap picked it because they know that they just need to play a strong lane with a Nyx +1 and get that ball rolling where they have these auras, these enabling items, and suddenly Medusa is pushed into that high ground area.
No, it's a really good point. And the thing about it,
5
the AM, well, Split Shot might kill illusions, but then that means the Split Shot's hitting illusions, not enemy heroes. So it's just better to cover your team. AM, you saw him blink in, but if Medusa is able to just auto attack, that's still not an advantageous trade. And I like the DS Nyx because this top lane is going to be exploitable. It's Disruptor PL. Like, you're going to back lane, you're going to be able to pull creeps, pressure Phantom Lancer, and it allows you to get these team fight items and auras that are so necessary to make your Medusa into the game winner.
You've not said your catchphrase yet, Carl.
But
Where's the damage? You know, like, look at Navi's
not my
hero.
catchphrase.
Where? Yeah, you say it quite a
You're
lot.
making
You do.
that
No,
up.
you do.
Yeah, you do.
Shiva just nodded. Purge clearly
of like
nodded.
it's like your eighth catchphrase.
Yeah, but like he says
Not
so
like
many,
super
right?
common.
Purge, like
it's not top
Yeah,
five.
exactly. It's just less common, so he doesn't recognize it.
It's just, you know, just hit the soundboard. That one also
Can we
comes
hear
out.
it at least? Can we
That's
please say it?
actually a
Carl?
good idea. I want to say, I bet I could get through a whole day. Just 64 inputs. Maybe not even 60, 30.
You know, we can actually
I don't know
make
if
that
that's
happen.
talent.
We can give you a soundboard, maybe, hopefully, where all you do is press the soundboard.
Why is that wet?
This job security is insane.
It's because of my legacy.
The
of
bravado, the
accomplishments
previous.
as a
Wow, this is a really
professional
succinct panel. We really
Yeah,
did a full
yeah,
story arc of Carl's career.
player. Yeah.
All right, so we were looking for a mid matchup, although I guess Void Spirit will be the mid coming out from Extremum. And that means, well, I don't know. Because
Could be a 5.
could be a
G would
five.
play it. I don't think he should, but he could.
But if he doesn't want to play any on the board, he can still go for Death Prophet.
Yeah, this is where they pick like Death Prophet and flex the Void Spirit and the DP between both roles.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Navi in a difficult
Yeah.
position. It could easily be done.
It's a
Because
really
what
good
is
CP
good-
game.
What is good against Void Spirit mid that they will then counter in their last pick so they can be flexible? That's the question. They're taking their time here too.
I will say, I don't know why. I want to see, is Invoker banned? No, it's not. It's going to be Invoker or SF for Iceberg on the side of Navi. I think Invoker is probably the best. It's a little annoying against Nyx, but it's just so damn good against Deuce and Darkseer.
It's true.
You can feed a little bit to Void Spirit, but I just think they'll consider that a higher value pick than SF. I'm a huge believer in SF with just Arcane Blink BKB. Like, this hero is absolutely absurd.
just
just-
11,000 net worth past your core.
Purge, we're not talking about math here. We're talking about Arcane Blink BKB.
Carl's factoring in the fact that they don't go for these fights like you highlighted and that they actually farm a bit more.
That's the Chavash tree, which means it's a G Nyx Assassin.
It's open. Nyx and Tree could be 4 or 5, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's whatever happens. But no, I like the idea. It's a bit more aggression. But Navi, they do lack a lot of damage. They need this mid laner that can
remaining.
put up a fight. And fortunately, I kind of agree with Carl just because the other heroes that Iceberg plays hurts to play into the likes of a Nyx assassin. It's why Nyx is so potent in this patch. You pick it first, and suddenly your mid laners crying about 8 heroes.
It's just the perfect invoker game. No.
There you go for the DP.
Okay.
Alrighty then. All right, Purge, what do you make of this one?
Well, it is certainly a lot more damage. There are a little bit of disable issues on Extremum outside of like Nyx Void Spirit. So I feel like with enough HP, Yules, or a BKB, Death Prophet can be really aggressive here, and it's gonna make it be able to play his game. I kind of like it. I think I like Extremum's draft a little bit.
Okay, thank you very much. Kyle, you backed Navi in previous game. They are having the same sort of plan. Do you still back them here?
Comfort zone, I think Extremum, they're right in their wheelhouse, and I understand the DP pick. It is good matchups, and it conceptually is nice against Medusa, but I remember losing to Vici Gaming a whole bunch, picking our DP first two. They would go Medusa because at a point, you just can't kill her, and the Death Prophet needs to be able to run into a fight. That's not possible when there's a Medusa just standing there as a turret of damage, solar crested, aura'd, tree roots, tree armor. Like, you're not going to kill her.
I think this tree pick will do quite a lot to dismantle that early pressure you need to open up the map for PL. I think, like Carl said, that the Medusa is strong, but this time Navi, they learned why they messed up in game 1. They have the exact type of heroes to do the exact strategy again game 2.
Yeah.
So I think they should come out swinging. But yeah, I just like Extremum and what they have.
All right, well, let's see if Navi learned from that first game and if they can this time deal with the Medusa, or maybe Extremum is just going to run away with this one 2-0. We're going to find out with our commentary team of Cap and Fog.
Yeah, it certainly says something about the way that Extremum views Medusa. It's certainly not one of the cores that I would think of in just 1-2ing, but maybe they got some confidence from that game 1, Fog.
They're big fans of this hero too for quite a long time. Even like going through their past games, like they always have like these little situational games where they open up with the Medusa and they kind of force the enemy hand, and they have this really good understanding of how to play around it. So yeah, they're going for this several buffs, it looks like, with that tree pick and with the Darkseer to guard the Medusa. Again, a little bit of a weird draft again, I feel like, from them with the Nyx and the tree, but I feel like Nyx allows you to protect anything in your draft because the hero is good. Navi, again, comfort, and V2 in much more comfortable position on a PL than on an anti. He is the illusion man.
Yeah, and it's certainly a fast way to be able to bring down the Medusa. Navi gonna roll up into Extremum here. Oh, what an impale though. Lands onto 2. Doesn't quite clip Roger there, but Melojul managed to hit and get a very big shield, but it may not be enough. He's taken so much magic damage. Fairy Fire's gonna go up, but he's got nothing left in the tank. That's needed one more hit, but Iceberg, he lost vision of him, and it's Iceberg who's going to go down first, giving away the first blood. Always Want to Fly has the Ion Shell on him, so it's not looking great for him either. Navi are going to lose 2. Extremum managed to pick up not just the blood, not just 2 kills, but they're going to get the 2 bounties at top lane and a 3rd one at bottom as well. No, they're actually getting 4 bounties, aren't they? Ah, damn. 4 bounties and 2 kills and a
Roger
3rd kill as well? What?
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, almost getting first blooded on Melo, but a Fairy Fire clutches, saves him, and then his team kills 3 people. Cooldown from the Nyx is back up. All right, well, that's one way to start a game. Who got all the kills?
Yeah, seriously, up by over 1K. Nyx Assassin from G. Shout out to Kyle, though, for recognizing instantly that was a true tree and protect. Yeah, trying to mix up my player in here. Yeah, Chu, who's played, I think it's like his 5th most played hero. A lot of tree and protector under it.
He's a very specialist kind of player. His certain heroes, if they're there, they're going to pick it. Tree, his Elder Titan, even his Willow at some point, I believe it was one of his other really popular ones, so... And he knows exactly what to do on this hero. See the way he's playing the lane. He cuts it for Shashlo, and he's gonna...
Bird pulls back into the tower range. Only 1 shot, though. That bad.
Good lane for Iceberg again this game. They're definitely setting him up for success. And again, they can do the same rotations that they did last time since they have the Enigma in the offlane. That's why they opened with it. Earth Spirit Enigma. Roger can look to punish the lanes as bottom. Chu finds Always Want to Fly playing on the side. I feel like Always Want to Fly has to be very careful how he does play on those sides there with the tree, and you're gonna get walked down very easily. Play in the lane.
Vacuum into the into the Nature's Grasp is a combination that I hadn't thought about, but
It's actually nice.
one that's going to be feeling pretty rough to play against.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Definitely, I like it a lot.
Feel like that's what we've been seeing from a lot of Darkseer combos lately. No one's going Surge. Everyone wants to go Ion Shell, level 2 Vacuum, and they make some sort of combo play. Clockwork, I feel like, is the most common one we see. Cogs.
It's one of the most valuable level 1 abilities in the game. 100 damage, 60 mana. Sure, the cooldown's very long, but it's mana. It's a lot of damage, and it moves their position, so you get like 3 extra hits. Yeah, I love it. I love the.
Oh, nice kickback in the top lane. Roger rolls onto Nefrit, kicks him into General, who had the level 2 Eidolons up. Big kill for Navi.
And Roger is looking to actually not make the moves away too much, since this time it's a Nyx assassin as the 5 position. Can't actually secure the lane much at all. Death Prophet, on the other hand, before could actually contest and help a little versus Eidolons. Nyx can't do anything to protect Nefrit, but he'll have a much harder time this game.
Yeah, he got all that extra gold, 4 bounties, got 2 kills, got the experience for the kills as well, so we got a faster level 2. He's got a straight up Tranquil Boots, but it probably doesn't feel all that good. You probably don't feel like you can actually challenge this.
Yeah, they did there. He is able to clear out those Eidolons, but now he's out of mana, so the second set is going to be much more difficult to take out. And it's going to be the same rush for General. And I feel like this game, I felt like last game, it was going to have some amazing impact for his team too, because he's playing versus the Medusa and he gets to that book 3 so early. But I feel like General sabotaged his own game pretty hard in the last. So I feel like this time around, we'll hopefully see him be a little bit more contained. It's a very different game that he's going to, they're not playing this 4v5. Hello. Very low. He might not even be able to go for the rune here.
He's got to pop a Fairy Fire, but supports are coming in mass. Chu is low enough that he can't really contest bottom. It ends up being top where Roger may just hold it out. G's got to come across.
Nice
Either way, it's certainly not going to be picked up by Melojule. Maybe body blocks, body blocks. Oh, he gets around it. G picks it up.
That was still some nice body blocks, but yeah, G's able to get it anyway. Melojule not gonna be able to reset. He's still under a lot of pressure. He's doing good though. 25 last hits. He's losing the matchup, but it's a tough matchup for him. Pretty happy with that.
Bog, did you agree with Kyle's assessment of this breakdown of the Death Prophet versus Medusa lineup? Especially given how many buffs there are to the Death Prophet they're going to be in this game. Hold up, Shotch though. It looks like he's taking a little bit too much damage. The Living Armor is going to come in. They vacuum them into the roots there. Might be able to do a lot of damage even as the Darkseer is gone. Thinking always one applies. He's probably going to die here. Trade it out for the other one, but...
Orb of Venom. Yeah.
As he tries to draw the neutrals over, ultimately V-Tune is get chased out of lane, but he does.
I've definitely seen similar to what Kyle is talking about, though, with the Medusas versus the Death Prophets. But if the Medusa does get to a point where she's pressured or behind, the Death Prophet can just eat you alive. And that's right. Like I said, he's not having an easy time. Look at him up top. He's just dead.
Yeah, he can't run. So he kind of stands and fights, and G does what he can. He's trying to kill the Eidolons as fast as he can, but another round comes up, so not a whole lot they can...
He's gonna have a really hard time recovering this. General, I mean, the book's already gonna be coming out in a second here, so that pressure, just like last time, it'll be applied very hard on the tower, and they don't have a Death Prophet to just nuke the waves and pull it away, or there and tap the experience. While a Medusa, it'll be a lot more difficult to make work. As Melojule, he hits level 6 as Roger's rolling in. Roger
trying to get that haste rune, does manage to pick it up into his bottle. Let's see if he can turn this around. Melojule with some style here is going to try and bring down Roger, turning this 3v1 gank into a 2v3. They're managed to get one pick off, and maybe another here. You can see him. He wants to go for Always Want to Fly, especially now with the help of Chu. He's going to run out. The last little hit is not going to be enough. He bottles up. The Thunderstrike won't kill him, and look him come back to make sure that Iceberg goes down. Big plays from Melojule.
It was literally the creep that gave him the level 6 is as Roger rolls. So he gets that opportunity. Now Roger's mad and he gets...
Okay. Did he just roll and kick?
He just rolled and kicked a stone at him.
Wow. All right.
Don't tip Roger.
Pull back. Always want to fly. There's that vacuum combo again. Boy, that looks really hard to manage.
I like this. I like this tree and this Darkseer. And did you notice the Darkseer's items too? Shashlo? Double null talisman. I've never seen that. I've seen the bottles almost exclusively for...
Oh, that's kind of interesting. 6% spell amp right there. Chew.
A little bit of regen. I mean, it's cool. Helps him stay in the lane. It's a different approach. It's making him do a lot more damage too, right? You get slight little spell amp.
Yeah.
Something.
One thing I like about this Chew, this Treant Protector, I feel like you would have countered yourself with the old Living Armor. Phantom Lancer, Death Prophet, a lot of instances of damage, but that's not how Living Armor works anymore. Now it just gives you straight up armor and gives you a total amount of heal. So even better, I would say, in this case, when we're talking about the synergy of being able to buff up the Medusa and make it so that the Death Prophet doesn't feel comfortable man fighting there.
Yeah, I definitely. It's very good versus that exorcism and all that PL damage. Negate a lot of it. The mana burn, of course, will still from that PL and everything, but yeah, it'll protect quite a bit. Could be strong. A little worried because there's going to be the book 3, so there's always going to be the dispels, but general. And Roger. He's level 6 already.
Yeah, they gave him the Ion Shell, and he makes the rotation, comes over, gets a fast kill, but Iceberg is there with the rebuttal. It's going to be able to bring down Chew. It's going to be forced away by the Stone Gaze, but Iceberg certainly not in any danger. And they can still maybe poke a bit here. Yeah, that's going to force Nefrit to TP out. G, going to do thing here is no, oh, jeez. He was actually going to die there for a second. He gets away. And ultimately, they'll probably take this top tower.
Nice rotation by Iceberg. That's a big kill they get on Chew as well. Chuvash was level 3 in 8 minutes. Ridiculous, but he does go down. He's going to be healing the tower up, so he's going to slow down the put a little bit to give the Medusa get free farm in the jungle for now. As soon as that tower does go down, they're going to look to invade. And but Melojul, he wants to keep slowing it down. If they can keep it alive any longer, it will get full healed.
They see the rotations, and they're going to call it. They're not going to commit to finishing up this tower, and said probably going to get full healed.
I think they got to commit to make the next move again up there anyway, though, pretty soon. I don't think they want to just let him heal it up. General definitely wants to continue applying pressure with the rotation. Roger about to hit level 6, and then he wants to head up there. I think he wants to clear the small camp, get level 6, and then...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so my question is, without Exorcism, do you think they can win a team fight in this top lane? If Extremum plant heroes up here, Melojules go for the bounty rune. He sees General. The initiation onto him. They're going to get the impale follow-up, but he is now silenced up and doesn't really have a good way out of this one. General not going for the black hole there, and as a result, nope, Melojules still goes down. The Crypt Swarm comes up quickly. The cooldown very low, and I had to say, the animation feels fantastic for Crypt Swarm. Oh my good.
Absolutely. It's so nice, and with this kill, that might be enough for them to contesting it. True, he's going to try to heal it a little more, but let's see if they do want to look to make the move. They're actually, okay, they're smoking G with the Vendetta. They really want to hang on to the tower as long as possible. I'm guessing themselves. All of Navi did reset. They've moved themselves out of the lane.
Dire's middle tower is
Navi's actually, okay, doing maybe a heads-up play here, going behind enemy lines, perhaps. Ward down, just be able to watch the Medusa and the rotation from that Void Spirit.
Gee, it's about 2 seconds too late to pop that smoke.
He had a read. He knew something was up.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under
And he probably still has a read. They've got to be up here. If nobody's in the triangle, of all places, like triangle's always populated. Somebody. Nobody's there. They got to be making a move. Give up top lane, it seems.
Always want to fly, tries to set up the gank for mid with a glimpse play, but Melojul has a nice Aether Remnant scouting the tree line, so he to get away. And Roger cancels the TP, so continues to look to pressure top. It's the book. No, it's still just the book 1 for. Pressure being applied though on both fronts here as top and mid are getting invaded quite hard. Does get the snipe onto V2's courier. I think he already picked up his items from it. It was on the return. No less, some gold.
TP's out, goes to the bottom tier 2, doesn't hit all the way.
Mid lane.
Base here. Roll in the silence, follow up. Iceberg's gonna get on top of him with the Spirit Siphon, but Iceberg still not picking up a level of his silence himself. I kind of would have liked to see that against a Void Spirit.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Especially when like Earth Spirit's his is always low. Like you're not gonna max. So it's always gonna take time. Yeah, it doesn't have a single point. It's relying on Disrupted. Always want to fly to get in, but if he had the third point, maybe. But wanted to help out Thunderstrike. I'll miss him a kill.
I've also found that very often that extra level in Spirit Siphon doesn't change that much. I feel like the recharges is a lot to work. General is going to be pulled back in here to G. They have the wall. That's enough to slow him down and make sure that the impale definitely lands. Shasha's got to be a little bit careful. Oh, no! The Ion Shell kills the melee Necronomicon warrior. And G going to be caught inside the kinetic field. So an exchange well worth it for General. They immediately smoke up and start moving with an invasion.
They have the ward. They saw Nefrit for a second.
They don't have glimpse.
Absolutely everything.
But they are going to get the roll in with the Static Storm. No opportunity for a Stone Gaze. Big kills for Navi as they are picking up the pressure and applying it heavily to Extremum. Fortunately, they still have the Train Protector that can help keep this mid tower alive, but we'll see if they could just kind of all in it right now.
The Deuce actually did not have Mana Shield on. That's why he just missed so quickly. So I thought maybe they had a little bit of time if she did.
Void
the way General.
Missing the initiation onto General. General Impale, and it's on to 2 as Roger rolls headlong into it with the Ion Shell doing some serious damage. That's going to be 2 quick kills. A silence on Metal Jewel, but he's going to be okay. Shotchlow with the run. He's going to be pulled right back by the glimpse. So they should be able to get the pick off on him. The Hood of Defiance is actually making him rather tanky here. And if anything, Extremum with the Stone Gaze popped up. They pull him back in with the Void Spear. And Roger, he goes right into that fight, gets the Magnetize off, but that might not even kill Shotchlow here as the tick is not going to be enough. He stays alive. That's a dieback for Roger.
Extremum just very good about making sure they hold these towers. Just Navi over pushing their limits a bit too far there. Even trying to get some quirky plays with this Death Prophet, just trying to force it, but everyone just shows up on Extremum again and again. G just on point with his impales. Again, a 2-man. Yeah, Navi just not ready to really fight V2, and he needs some more time. He went for the Hood first, as we've seen a lot. Now he has Diffusal. Yeah, that last fight, it was not his time to shine yet.
Love that bit of synergy there with the Void Spirit pulling and very similar to like Axe or something like that, and forcing you to actually look into the Stone Gaze. Very nice. Plenty of the Coddle. That was best comp. Quite well here. And would it be wrong to say, Fogged, I feel like Navi is definitely showing a bit of a weakness here. I like their play better in this game 1. That fast move where they caught Nefrit was really cool after just with fight top, but it does feel like they crack a little bit when you play this heavy defense around towers. They take some fights that are a bit messy, not very well advised, let's say.
They're just, it's full-blown aggression from Navi, really.
Yeah.
They push it too far almost every time, it feels like. Especially today. They've been a lot more disciplined in most of their games when they get their heroes. Maybe they're feeling a little bit off the foot because people have gotten to see them so many times now, and they're having to play this different style, this Earth Spirit plus Enigma style, which maybe it's tripping. They do have this good timing though. Book 3. General does have this finish already, and this is a big timing for them. Fusel, Hood, Book 3, Yule's also on Iceberg with a Haste Rune. Not quite level 12 on this Death Prophet, but they can now swing Extreme jungle. Extreme might not be able to. PL is going to take over the fight.
Push through with the Necro 3s, D-ward everything.
Yeah. Get the whole high ground advantage too, so the fight will be dictated on your pace. This is going to be a lot harder for fight into PL, who's actually completely ready to fight.
Okay.
Double Ion Shells are ready though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Treant Protector, the living armor, it's forcing Navi to commit to these tower pushes, I think, a lot more heavily than they would want to. Normally, you'd just be able to, like, okay, throw the Eidolons and the Necronomicon units at the tower, do a bunch of damage, and you'll kill it the next push, the next round of spells. But, nice initiation from Roger as G gets a little bit too far. He goes over to the other side of the river. They're going to make their full initiation, though, and Catch always want to fly, but it's a little bit awkward there with the Static Storm. Iceberg going in. He's got a haste rune after all. He's going to force Nefrit to turn and do something here. Does he have a TP? He doesn't have a TP. He does have a bunch of wand charges, and the living armor heal is doing a lot for him, but Nefrit might just die here as Iceberg is going to stick on his tail. Still got the Yule Scepter, a little bit more Spirit Siphon, the last bit of damage. Oh no, 90 HP is what he's going to survive on. Fortunately, Iceberg seems good as Chu is going to quickly get gobbled up by V-Tune, surrounding him with all these illusions with the Diffusal Blade. Impale goes out onto General, thinking about making this play. They're going to go for it with the Vendetta. G trying to run him down, but now it's Extremum's turn to get a little bit too aggressive, searching for kills that they cannot get. Navi win a big team fight behind the tier 1 towers. Maybe that's one way to do it. Don't fight around the tier 1, fight around the tier 2.
V-Tune was on the high ground for 10 seconds as well, just watching from the cliff. And then as soon as he shows up there, they all have the Delta split. Melojewel even also getting chased out all the way by Roger, and it ends up dying while the chase is happening mid on the Dusa. On the bottom right side, he was getting forced out. A commanding fight by Navi, just starting to show that power when PL turns up and V-Tune turns up versus this fight. He's a monster. There's not really great solution. Phantom Lancer, he's really starting to snowball. Saw this the other day from him as well, just versus very little counters of the PL.
V-Tune's specialty.
Yep.
Give him those, it's like him and what is his name now? Nightfall? The illusion, the young guns of CIS being illusionists.
Yeah, oh, Epikid, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Was it actually Epikid the other day? No, maybe I did confuse the two of them for a second.
Shot slow.
Dodge slow.
Get out the wall, Replica. He knows he's in trouble, so just fight around your wall as best he can. It's a good try, good attempt. He was hoping to be able to at least kill Always Want to Fly, but ultimately, what does happen is he dies, and now his wall is on.
I feel like that hurts them a lot in the fights. I feel like this wall is actually going to be extremely significant versus that PL. It's kind of their only, their only counter. Have your own PL yourself. These aggressive wards, they already have an idea where Nefrit is. Immediately start to chase. They're bringing the PL, V-Tune. He knows he can show up to all these fights. He has no risk of really dying. You don't have the controller damage for him. He will eat Nefrit.
No, this is very concerning. I mean, we're at that point where he has a ton of illusions, but they're still kind of low on HP. But Nefrit doesn't really pump out a ton of damage just yet. So it feels like Nefrit's just going to get outscaled, where you're going to get that big HP increase on the Phantom Lancer. I don't know what you nowadays. I don't know if still go heart like he used to, or what that item is. But I feel like that's the end game right there. Is Medusa just will no longer be able to play against that unless you're super far ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree. It'll likely be that heart choice, and they don't have the damage to deal with it as is. When he has a heart, Nefrit has to build defensive too. He's queued up the BKB because of this mana burn and just the crazy amount of spells that Navi does have. It feels like he needs it, and that's going to hurt him because then he's literally going to have, they're going to have absolutely nothing to do. The heart's already queued. He's going to have the mana to finish this up, and he's going to go. And Navi starting to get very good footing.
G's going to go for the shard, as most Knicks do. Better scouting and playing that front line. We also saw the Aghanim Scepter almost done for the Darkseer, so we're going to have that just another big buff, being able to have the extra charges as well as the 350 health.
I kind of would have liked G. He hasn't committed yet, but if he can, I'd like him to try to get the blink. He has Darkseer on his... It makes the whole combo work and just make it so much easier for you always get tails. He's also playing versus Enigma, so then he can position himself to stop the black holes. Okay. He's the 5 position, so it's hard to find that farm, but definitely would like to see that.
Help him stop the black hole as well, right?
Yeah.
I like
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, well,
Dire's
have
top
anything?
tower
I mean,
is
the
under
down part of the Treant Protector pickup,
Radiant's
great for
middle
defending
tower
these towers, but it only really feels good if you have the
Radiant's
superior
bottom
late game,
tower
right?
is under attack.
It's like Navi, not only are they actually outer towers, but when it fails like this, V2 just backs off and continues farming.
Just getting more out of the map, just moving Extremum around too. And this PL, he's really is the king of the game. He supports it. It's gonna get harder and harder for either G or Chu to pretty much do anything. As now, Shoshlo is left alone up top.
Quite see how he ended up in those tree areas.
Yeah, maybe it was just ion shelling the waves from the tree line or something. Up and got caught. Not sure. I didn't start of it either.
It just sucks that Navi are so easily able to kind of force a commitment out of Extremum. They're like, oh, we're going to hit this tier 2 tower, right? And all of Extremum moved to be able to defend. And as a result, Navi get to play a super farm efficient game where V-Tune pushes out the mid lane. You know, they're hitting jungle at top area as well as triangle. And now they have enough opening for them to be able to take this Roshan. So now we can get some real commitment from this Phantom Lancer, potentially take even more real estate. It's, I think it's about to get real dark in here.
Yeah, the map control from Always Want to Fly and Navi has just been really nice. Once they started feeling like they got any type of lead, the ward coverage and everything, they see everything that Extremum's trying to do as G up top, the carapace off, and we'll be able to just. But they're just able to watch everything from Extremum, and Extremum, it feels like it's a Medusa game, but even more so this time around because Melojul's having this tough time on the Void Spirit, so it's absolutely everything about this Medusa with nowhere near the same amount of buffs as last. No one to carry a Solar Crest. He's just got an Ion Stone and Living, which aren't the most beneficial.
15-16, a 2,000 net worth lead for Navi. But more importantly, they've got the carry match.
Yeah, and Iceberg's also farming really well in this game too, and he's got this BKB so early on. There's nothing really to counteract him. If he's BKB'd running in the fights, it full counters Extremum, and then he can just get right on top of this Medusa PL matchup, and it's also just they're getting so much on every.
G
Melojul
does manage to find an opening for Melojul to finish off that disruptor. Iceberg tries to come in extreme though. You can see even after a pickoff like that, they can't even like, okay guys, let's push the creep wave over the river. Like, nah, they gotta back up. As they're still fighting into an Aegis of the Phantom Lancer.
It is pretty crazy how all their lanes are forced in so much when they're the team with Darkseer and Tree. Like usually these heroes are pretty good at dealing with split push, but Navi just force hitting it too hard and forcing these fights. Like you said, making them move around the map is 5. The B-Tune, they're already starting to burn some of Nefrit's mana. And now the book on him too. He has to BKB.
They're saying, we got to fight sometime here, boys. Then they're going to go for the bounty runes here on the triangle. They're going to try and pull back Iceberg. Iceberg, though, he didn't get hit by the Remnant. The Void Spirit missed out on that one, hitting a Necronomicon unit instead. The Silence, not quite there in time, and he does manage to get the Dissimulate shortly after. A pullback onto Nefrit. Short amount of distance, but still enough to get him inside the Static Storm. The kinetic field around him, the Black Hole going off as well. They know all of Extremum have retreated, so they say this is a free Black Hole, and they're absolutely correct in that. Now the roll in is, barely skeets right in front of Shoshlo. If he'd actually nailed him with that boulder, pretty sure the Darkseer would have died as well. But as it is, even just the carry means Navi have free reign of the map.
Oh man, these fights just are not going to get easier at all too. Every time that now that he has committed for BKB, they're aware of it. That's exactly how they're going to kick off all the fights. So he has to really hide on this Medusa now and just let the other heroes really frontline for him and protect. He shows they're going to poke him, they're going to force the BKB and just do this kind of dance and fights. Extremum have to be prepared for them to poke and prod him. They have to either like full commit when they are poking and prodding, or just a better way to fight around it and just not easy.
And that's where your like faster blink dagger for the Nyx assassin could have helped, right? In forcing the enemy team, if they're going to poke, actually make that a team fight that's gonna work for you. It's top.
Yeah, like
He sees the courier coming in. He tries to give the warning. Look out, Melojul. You're getting ganked up right now with all these couriers running up to top lane. But it looks like Melojul. Ooh, nice sidestep there. Doesn't get hit by the boulder. Roger had an idea. It wasn't a bad idea, but slightly off there. Nefrit. Uh-oh. Nefrit. He's going to have to pop the Stone Gaze here. Burned out of all this mana. The Phantom Lancer looking to commit even still. Might be able to reach him. Vacuum pulling him back away from the Medusa. Nefrit's going to be okay. Shotchlo still has a search. They're all fine, but still. It says so much that this Medusa, she's always running away.
And they can't make any aggressive moves themselves because I feel like Melojul is actually the only one who can make the aggressive moves now at this point. Nyx, sure, G is a monster on his own, but he doesn't have a partner in this game. Melojul is just unable to actually make those type of moves. And Nefrit, at least he held his BKB when they did go on him there. He actually did not. It does at least still have that 9-second fight, but the map control is just getting better and better for the side of Navi. And Chewy, he's getting like this blink and he's getting this farm on this tree, but I'm not feeling what it's going to contribute into the. Maybe we'll see just a vacuum overgrowth meteor hammer and it'll change everything we're talking about, but have yet to see it.
That seems like a bit of a not rooted in reality, considering the fact they do have so many ways to stop that combination with all these silences got from their 2, 4, and 5 position.
Yeah, it could catch them off guard though, right? Like if he sees G, or if he sees Iceberg overcommit with and he pops BKB on this Death Prophet, and they get a Stone Gaze, they blink, they overgrowth, they can actually do some decent damage inside of the fight. We'll see how he is able to make it. Still a very uphill battle for them, and I still am very curious who's going to deal the damage versus this Heart PL who just finished it. But they will have at least some type of follow-up and setup in the fight. I think this PL is just going to, maybe even if everyone else dies, I think V-Tune's going to just
working towards a butterfly. Traditionally, Phantom Lancer doesn't like building MKB, but when you're this far ahead, boy, rough. When you're this far ahead, I don't think Phantom Lancer Butterfly's not going to be the biggest power spike in the world. He's
Most
going to be
definitely
Heart
not.
Scotty.
Yeah, he's going to be, he's already at kind of critical mass versus this lineup of Extremum is they just don't have the damage to deal with him at all. And at least the one fortunate thing they do have is the wall. I see you only put 1 point in it though. Get that level 14 points because that might be the best counter versus the PL just himself.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Heart finished up. Navi, they look at the bottom half of the map. They say, okay, there's a tier 1 and tier 2 still there. Pretty much free real estate, free gold there for the taking. Kind of an efficient move to cut mid, cut bottom. Take those towers without giving up like too much map control to Extremum. Extremum, meanwhile, are going to play and get some sort of advantageous setup here. Navi.
They've got a read. Navi's got a read of where this is going down, though. They think the whole swing on the right side. Nobody shows up. They're going to now swing onto the high ground, perhaps, just to get some information. They will. They're going to see. And nobody else is up here. And now they know exactly where Extremum is going to set up all around that tower. Extremum going to full bail as soon as that ward does start getting taken out from Navi. They don't lose any. Decent little dance coming out.
Might still be able to take this tier 1 tower with the Train Protector, but yeah. Everyone else backed away as soon as they saw their ward being dewarded like that. You know, their retreat is kind of being cut off, and the only way back is...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And look at Navi with this swing. Look at the coverage now of the map. They have all the information. Leaving Extremum's base, it's going to be telegraphed completely. Navi's going to know every single time when they go to set up. They got to try to get the D wards out here at some point soon. They will be at least able to finish this tower. Chu might get caught now, though.
It's got G with them, so maybe they can pop. Always want to fly real quickly. Melojul makes it a lot easier with that silence, but now, can they get out without being sandwiched?
Oh.
Jules? Oh!
At nighttime, couldn't.
Oh
quite see
no!
it first.
Shotchlo, he's been caught on the other side of the map. Again, is going to throw out the wall. They do have the overgrowth. Shotchlo is probably still going to take out, but maybe they can fight this since they know there's not a whole lot of heroes around this area. They're going to be able to pop the Earth Spirit, but the real Phantom Lancer is already playing the edges. In fact, he is tempted to go back in. He's got some help coming down the river here. He's going to chase after him. The smoke goes off from G. It's immediately broken. His V2 already had the charge onto him. Sees him
Knows
again.
how strong he is.
Very, very strong. He's going to go for the kill on a G. The Stone Gaze is not going to stop that.
He actually got, I mean, he actually forced the Stone Gaze as well. That one from Nefra was very defensive. Now 80 seconds where they're not going to have it. Navi might just force the issue here. The lanes aren't in a beautiful position though, but mid is actually kind of pushing it. And they do have a catapult wave. They might look to swing over there with fresh level 18 on the Death Prophet. So the Ghosts at the ready. And no Stone Gaze, no Train Protected ulti, no wall now. I think you can full commit.
What about the fact that Roshan?
That is a good point.
Yeah.
But we don't know just yet. Send some couriers to go scout it. But I think that they can apply pressure and just keep them trapped inside their base for the next.
Just do that like save kind of push where you know, okay, we're not really going to take a team fight here, guys, but we're just going to force them to sit in their base. We're going to get a courier into Roshan. As soon as that's up, we can go ahead, run back, maybe.
If they, I think they can. I think they could honestly just force the issue. But if they want to be safe, yeah, just back up for when it does come up. Because at V2, and I think V2 and Iceberg actually straight up front line and just hit the base. There's gonna be so much time for this gaze and everything ready, and they can't do anything about their comp. They're just gonna have to watch.
Oh, that's absolutely true. That wall and Stone Gaze, it's like they need every single one of their abilities to make that big combo you're talking about to have a chance to fight. That Diaz is definitely not. It all just depends on exactly how safe and disciplined Navi want to be. They want to go for the 99% safe play, back up and do Roshan. You want to go for the 90% safe play, take a little bit of risk for maybe a faster game. Definitely hit that high ground if you want.
If it's the Navi that we saw from the last game too, I think they were so aggressively. But this time they definitely took the pedal off the metal a little bit here, and they've been a lot more disciplined. General, much better game for him. 5-2 and 8. Didn't go for the BKB again, but went for very protect. And he's just the way that he's played. I've just watched him this time around. He's not leading the charge into the letting Roger throw his life away instead of himself.
I was going to say that same thing. It didn't feel like he was playing. He was trying to make that territory play where he's going, I'm going to make the map smaller by planting myself over here. Felt like he was more often than not letting somebody else lead that charge. More often than not playing around his team rather than solo playing in an area and being like, this is my map.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a Beastmaster, but no, I'm not.
Yeah, you're a Beastmaster, but like your kill power comes with heavy commitment. Beastmaster, you know, you roar, you've got the extra movement speed, you can run away and let your Necronomicons do the dirty work, you know? Enigma doesn't have that same kind of play.
So it's a full commit when you go in.
Seeing all kinds of stats pop up that all pretty much the same. Navi has control of this game. They've been the one for map control. They've the Roshan bounties getting picked off a few times, which has led to the Phantom Lancer getting way far out and ahead when it comes to net worth. And as a result, he's just able to take up more and more of the map because he's getting stronger and stronger, and Extremum's running out of damage to be able to deal with.
Yeah, they just will not have it for a very long time. It's like the next two items for the it's gonna have to be Butterfly and Interrape onto the mid. I mean, that'll satisfy a little bit, but I still don't even think that's enough. It's not enough just himself to get out. Yeah, it's a very uphill battle for Extremum. I wonder what happened to Chu. He's been gone for quite some.
Hopefully, hey. Spider legs.
I did see that too.
What happened to protecting the trees?
As long as you don't use it, he's already walking over the tree. Doesn't have to use it. Speedy. I mean, that's actually good. I've been looking around at the neutral items. He's really liking the. I mean, everyone loves the Quicksilver amulet so much.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like with Medusa, it doesn't seem that phenomenal. You have 2 passive.
Yeah. Got that that Mystic Snake that I guess you usually throw out at the start of a fight, but
The projectile speed and the animation is definitely massive, but you know, I didn't actually even look.
feels like all the new items are a bit overtuned.
I have to agree. I see Elven Tunic and I'm like, Jesus, this has everything you want in it. You know?
Yeah.
And then look at Cloak of Flames. It's just
Yeah.
like, wow, like armor, magic resist, and I do AoE. Sure, like dream item for a hero like Death Prophet. Like, yeah, definitely feel. And like Possessed Mask on certain heroes just feel like.
Fairy Trinket as well. Similar argument where it's like on certain heroes, it's just way too good for it. Yeah, Cloak of Flames, I think, is one of the ones that surprised me the most when I was like, oh, that's a really cool active. The passive must not be that good, but like you get armor and magic resistance. Like, all right, I can understand one or the other, but
At least it got nerfed. It was really busted when it was just like even it was just too big, too much. It just gave too much. Likely hit.
the fact that it did full damage well was busted for. Cool. I just I'm not a Radiance hero, but now I've got Radiance-like farming capability.
Some of them are hard to really ceremonial robe in team fights too, right? Like I feel like that one's really status and magic stuff. It's just I haven't seen it like throw anybody's timing off yet with the. I feel like people still are forgetting what some do. Like I see psychic headband, not you.
Oh yeah,
but it has an.
That one's a weird one to use. All right, so what are the? I know you're a fiend, fucked when it comes to watching Dota. I know I watch and stream.
You've been disrupted.
What What are some underrated heroes of the past? What are some heroes that you're like, that's a sleeper right there?
I don't know about I can't really say a sleeper because this was really popular, but when I saw Clinks the other day, I was like, why is Clinks not?
Rest easy, child.
Yeah.
That hero still seems. You get to a point where your skeletons, you have like eight skeletons or something fights. Skeletons are just. He does so much damage. He scales super. Maybe that's one of them. That was known. Of Clinks is broken. I don't know. I've played kind of playing like the same. Love Shadow Shaman. Favorite forest.
Clockwork. That's one of my favorite forests right now. You know, I'm a Clockwork player, so any meta of Clockwork feels good. I'm just gonna be spamming it. God, he's so fun. But I think Pango's a little bit of a sleeper just because he got so many buffs with his shard is like a huge buff when it comes. I mean, multiple things, right? Making sure you actually get off your ultimate in time when it comes to things like, say, playing with Cold Snap, you get that shard, like you guarantee, okay, fast magic immunity, guaranteed roll up, or very similar to like a Yule Scepter where you just combo stun somebody. That shard makes a whole lot of difference. The Orb of Corrosion is a big buff to him as well. And then I've just been playing all those weird fives that honestly look. Death Prophet. I'm gonna try Naga Siren because I always want to fly. Made that look really busted in how he just did not give a single flying hoot.
Yeah, I think Dota's in a cool state where, you know, everyone else says, you know, the Nota thing, anything can work, but I think we're getting even more toward that territory. You sure you're gonna have like some flaws and some holes in your drafts at times because of it, but it's cool to see just the variety that we're seeing. Puppy picks Puck 5 one game, then he plays Chen another. Then we've seen Enchant like other. There's so many different varieties. Like you said, Naga 5 position, Prophet 5 position. It feels like we're in a pretty cool state. You can play your heroes, and you don't have to just be locked in a role.
I'm getting more and more convinced that the Juggernaut build that people are experimenting more with, which getting the Swift Blink with the Shard, Maelstrom, like Aghanim Scepter. Oh my god. you don't have some sort of instant disable or BKB piercing disable. It's actually insane because this guy, he blinks in, he swift blinks on you. He either does his Omni Slash or he does his Swift Slash. Either one, like a small bit of single target damage if you flash, and then you immediately spin afterwards, and you're going like 700 movement speed because of the Swift blink. It's insane.
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I think the Jug is probably one of the best carries. Not like, actually probably the top 3 or so right now in the patch for me. He just feels, unless he's versus a straight up counter, he's versus like some or something like that. He can still also itemize versus it, but he's so powerful. This shard is absurd. You do so much damage. Your spin is there's nothing that you can really build to count. Situations. Oh, Duvash has no reconnect.
Oh dear. Well, not to worry, lads and ladies. We are still in beta here. Dota 2, so you know, these things tend to happen.
There's no way to get back in, right? If that happens, you can't. They're gonna have to micro him.
I'm pretty sure there's no console command to get back in.
I mean, this game was looking pretty much impossible for them anyway, but that would be very. They just got a lot of items.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, if I'll be honest, if I was on Extremum's side, like, I don't know if I would be mad, you know? I'd be like, okay, that game felt pretty over. But they're going to try it out. They're going to play it out 4 versus 5 and try and micro Chu, which I was going to say is a hero that doesn't need a whole lot of microing. And then I remembered he's got the Meteor Hammer as well, so.
Well, this is going to for them.
Yeah.
See if they're able to somehow now weather it, as he was also the one who was split pushing and actually making this lead look less commanding. It says only 5k, but I feel like it would be a lot more if he wasn't split pushing. And now that they're not going to have that split push at all.
Yeah,
that feels bad.
He was constantly forcing reactions out of the enemy. Anytime he sees someone where he's split pushing, whether he gets caught or not, it means Medusa feels comfortable at actually going outside and being a little bit more aggressive and where she could.
Yeah, I mean, now it's just, Navi's just got the whole map's open. Roche is respawned. They're going to back up. They haven't actually sent the courier to scout it. Pauses always mess with people. Set. Roger's just like farming neutrals now because they know the game's in the bag. Gonna get a BKB, and they're going to be able to get 4v5. Oh, I hate when games get.
Yeah, just becomes sort of inevitable farm fest. The team that's playing 4 versus 5. I mean, I have no idea, but Chu, maybe he does a bit of shot calling. I'm sure he does. Playing the 4 position, like losing your shot caller is just going to make things even harder to operate. Melojul does manage to find the pick off on Always Want to Fly. Has to pop his BKB. He doesn't have mana. Okay, there you go. Regen's back up. Oh, God. The black hole comes in from General. And now he's going to die. Oof.
Right next to Roche as well, so right into Roche, Navi can go. And Nefrit just needs to, like we said, farm Rapier, and that's pretty much the only chance that they even have. Even if Chu is here, it was still the same case. He needs this Rapier after the KB to have any hope, after the Butterfly, sorry. But now they're into an Aegis and a Cheese.
Kind of feel like they know Roshan's going.
Back
to the deuce. Get that farm. All right, Aegis and Scotty done for V-Tune. Yikes.
Inevitable defeat. Again, dude, Shashflo again did not put his point in his. He just got his talent. Okay, I got the talent. Never mind. He did get the 4th point of Surge though, instead of getting level 2 wall, and then he took the talent. I mean, I think that they need everything. It probably wouldn't have.
Comes to an extra 15% damage with that illusion. When you already have some damage issues, he's gonna die. Bye-bye.
And they will be, I mean, Chu, or whoever's microing Chu, will continue to split push bottom. He does not have a TP. Can they even buy him a TP when he's not there? So he can't TP back to base. He has to make the long run back as he starts the siege.
Oh dear. Well, there goes their big old wombo combo. Gonna have to wait a bit. V-Tunes just start poking away at Nefrit's mana. This is the problem when you don't have the damage yet on the Medusa. Illusions will start burning away your mana by bit.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
All right. Chu is here. Not actually inside the server, but his hero is here. And he's with Extremum in spirit anyways. Melojoul tries to go for the pick off on Always Want to Fly like he did before, but this time around he ran out of damage. Now he's going to be running out of BKB charge. Does have to dissimulate. Dodges the one stun from Rogers. Good. He's going to pull back in. With no dissimulate, it just kind of means he's free for glimpsing. G comes in, executes Always Want to Fly, who immediately buys back, but now Void Spirit is finally gonna head down to the grave. Chu sitting here waiting for his opportunity. Actually gets rolled on by Roger. Roger reveals there's a real tree protector here. Somebody micro up. Oh, they're gonna pop the ultimate on just Roger here, who's immediately gonna pop his BKB in turn. Get it out of that route. Get the silence onto everybody. Microing not going so hot for Chu. They're gonna go for the one-man black hole onto the Darkseer. Nefrit doing bits of damage. Does manage to bring down General and Nefrit. Oh, he's doing some real work here on some of the heroes that are not Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer, though, is at half health, still has plenty of heart to work with. And eventually, Nefrit's going to be all alone. In fact, I almost feel like he's intentionally leaving Nefrit alone as he's just continuing to sit there, right-click, right-click, right-click. But it's resulting in almost nothing. As V-Tune still has the Aegis to work with here, so he can just kind of suicide bomb onto the Medusa. Medusa is going to get back to the fountain in time here. Iceberg wait for V-Tune to come back up and finish off. I guess they can go top lane if they want.
Why not? V-Tune is unkillable. If he just dances in those fights, he'll live, but he just knows, like, he can just commit, he'll die, reset. Nefrit has to just buy something with the gold that he did get. He gets a Maelstrom. Might be able to help him a little bit, but without a BKB, he gets committed on immediately by V-Tune. Still not up. One more second.
All right, there goes the BKB, but he's kind of out of mana here, and he's not doing the most damage to V-Tune, so I have to set back up. Exorcism's now up. Iceberg. This push happened a little bit faster. They are either going to have to go for tier 4s or push out that bottom lane is still up. So Extremum still holding out hope they can deal with this.
And now Nefrit's probably feeling pretty bad that he purchased the Maelstrom because now there's no way he gets there. He hopes.
Elemental gold bounty.
As Navi can just now swing, just clean up the game.
Yeah, we haven't even seen level 25 on the Phantom Lancer where you can get that doppelganger cooldown. It goes down to 6 seconds. So then, as you said, he can survive through anything as long as he's just able to keep dancing around.
And he finds an illusion escape as well. He can't find it amongst all the illusions, but, you know, insult to injury, why not?
Yeah. Does the illusion escape? Did it not throw the spear?
I think I saw the same thing, right? That was
yeah.
Weird. It doesn't.
Did the Manta illusions throw the spear, right?
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I saw something. You did. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye, and I'm sure we'll see it again.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh God, I missed it. Can we scroll back? Yeah. Thank you. Throws the spear. Oh no, it did. It made an animation. I don't think it threw a spear though.
Dire's bottom
No, it did the arm movement.
Yeah. Thank you, production. Learned something new
Roger.
here as we kind of wait for Extremum to make their last stand.
Roger just rolled into the side of the map like 4 times. Just stayed in the same position.
Well, is he trying to get up and over the wall, or is he just having some fun?
is under
I
attack.
couldn't tell, honestly. It looked like he was just memeing.
Oh, well, Extremum's got to make the first move here. Flicker.
They're going for the big combo.
Yeah. Big combo. But Navi is very disciplined. I say, Extremum, you know, you took that first game, but even here in a 4 versus 5, we're going to respect you enough to make sure we do not group up for that big combo. Now the Death Prophet's going to start showing himself. See if they get the opportunity. Static Storm does manage to catch the Nyx Assassin, so there's going to be no Impale here. Iceberg goes for the Exorcism, starts salting the back line. Well, Nefer burned out of his mana. There goes the Black Hole out from General. Managed to catch the Void Spear, the Overgrowth to be able to stop it with the Meteor Hammer from behind, but V2 managed to jump over the Doppelganger, and Extremum will call GG. We are going to a game 3. Something that I feel like we kind of knew for the last 15 minutes, but made it a whole lot more inevitable, unfortunately.
Yeah, much more disciplined gameplay coming around from Navi this time around, and Extremum, they didn't have this big fight coming in. Like the Darkseer, he had some decent vacuum combos, but I felt like this one, you don't have like this Mars who's just, you're plopping down this.
They love your content. You should probably, you know, make them longer. In fact, I would think we'd be happy to give you an entire segment if you wanted to take up all
He
that
is
screen
taking
time.
a segment. It's literally the drawing board. That's his segment.
No, but I mean, like, we can just throw to him right away after the game.
So you're saying you're willing to cut out your small
Yeah.
talk for
I mean,
more
to be
perks?
fair,
Look,
we really don't need Kyle.
Yeah.
Well,
I think-
I feel
Pud's
like it's be
great.
gracious. You know, we're sort of commandeering most of the exposure. I think, you know, Purge would appreciate getting more airtime.
I think
That's more. I'm good.
the exposure is mostly taken by our commentators, and rightfully so, who wants to listen to us waffle about. We got Navi on the Radiant side again, Extremum on the Dire side again. And in terms of bans, we have Ban Rider banned again, Chen banned again, and this time, actually, Extremum follow up with the IO ban that we have not seen banned nor picked the entire series, and then now credit the first base ban to.
Yeah, so basically this allows for Phoenix, Mars, and Nyx all to be opened up for first pick potentially. Mars getting banned, so it's now Phoenix or Nyx if they want to go down that route.
Fox incoming.
Fox?
Navi's
Fox.
turn to pick.
Dumbledore's Phoenix.
Oh,
Come on, dude.
I
You're from the UK.
I was here to talk. Carl.
God, that's embarrassing.
Dire
Yeah,
Could have been
Phoenix.
a lot of different words.
I like Phoenix
Thank
a
you.
lot here because it's also back in the day, Nyx was considered good against the Phoenix when it was played mostly around the Sunray. If you remember the days of the OG 114. Whereas now, I really like Phoenix. Nyx has no attack speed. As long as you get the egg off, you're gonna feel good, and it's very nice counter initiation. And also, always want to fly is absolute best hero.
Yeah, that's great, but it's on the side of Extreme.
Oh Jesus!
I thought I'd let that one air for a little bit. I really wanted it to sit
confused.
quiet. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you,
Can't
Beaver.
see the team names from here. I
Dude,
need glasses.
you've got
you
a
guys
big
left me up.
screen right here. We made
It hurts
sure.
my neck if I have to look down the whole time.
Oh, then you are also not wired up. You can walk right up to that screen, stand
All right,
from it.
fine.
You do
I
not
wanted
have
to be
any
closer to you guys, but
excuses.
Be
that's
gone now,
fine,
Kyle.
all right.
Shoo shoo.
We do have another Enigma coming out from Navi. They do truly believe in the general
10
Enigma here.
seconds remaining.
And yeah, any other like Void Spirit picked up
5
a
seconds
little
remaining.
earlier, but I'm not opposed to that. Are you okay with this opening, Purge?
Yeah, I like. I think it's cool how confident they are with the Enigma. Like the laning goes pretty darn well, and then the map control that they get by they did this last game. They would just pop Necros. They'd go deward a general area and just give themselves a vision and therefore map control. I thought that was really cool. But that said, though, it definitely seemed vulnerable at a couple crucial moments in the the 8 to 12 minute mark, and Void Spirit is perfect for that because if Enigma's out of position, you jump on them, you do a ton of damage, and you don't really care about like Eidolon damage and response because you've got a shield. So I think Void Spirit's a good response there and something they could exploit in that like Necro before he gets his next item time period.
One thing to, by the way, keep in mind, because the draft did start a little bit later, Extremum did
10
get a
seconds
draft
remaining.
penalty. Probably a lot of people already noticed they have 40 seconds less in their
5
bonus
seconds
time.
remaining.
That's all right. First,
I have no bonus time.
Could have no bonus time. True.
wasn't that what happened to? It's not really funny, I suppose, but VG Thunder, now Quincy Crew at that TI,
Oh yeah, yeah.
they had no bonus time.
Yeah, they had some. I don't know the exact reason why, but they had no bonus time for a draft,
was,
which is very annoying for sure.
Yeah, it's tough to draft.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing bullet chess. The other guy's got 15 minutes.
Dire team.
I will say once again, obviously Navi are comfortable with the Enigma, but I hated into Phoenix. It's another one of the rare heroes that has the ability to enter a black hole even through BKB. And if an egg is down, that you don't want a black hole in the middle of a Phoenix egg. That just doesn't feel good.
But the key thing here is if you look at the draft itself, Navi has not kind of moved away from their philosophy of their draft. You know, this strong pos 4 into Enigma 3. That'll open up the second phase, most likely with that 5 pick. Maybe it could flex with the Nyx in some capacity. But like, Navi is clearly coming into the series just with, this is how we draft, this is how we play. You can pick different heroes, but we're still going to do our strategy. And they might have fought it in game 1, but they kind of fixed it going into game 2. And that's why we are seeing game 3. They aren't, again, changing that kind of strategy. They are keeping it, even though it's a different 4 position, it's the same idea of the draft.
Navi's turn to ban.
I think it's definitely worth them taking this out though, because Extremum clearly very confident in it, and it still makes black holing a lot harder. So
Yeah.
get it out of there. I think it's reasonable.
I like the Alchemist ban too, because I actually think that based on the way these games have been playing out, when you consider the way Extremum won that first game was
10
tempo.
seconds
It was the same concept, but they had this ability to just go An Alk,
5 seconds.
that's the gameplay for that. Medusa kind of requires these perfect timings. You need to kind of all in with the rapier purchase, whereas an Alchemist, naturally, you have this Battle Fury or Radiance.
Oh.
BKB AC, 20 minutes, you go. And yeah, Disruptor
Navi's
again
just
for
following suit.
AWF.
Yeah. They just respect, they value more seeing 3 heroes picking strong carry, but with stable lanes, and then giving Iceberg this like strong mid that he should have a good game on. It didn't really work out, of course, again in game 1, like we said, but you can see how this kind of draft style really pushes forward. And it's so interesting as well for Navi. They have this Nyx, and then Extremum also picked the Void Spirit into it. So there will be points in the mid game where this Nyx will just be able to always find this Void Spirit and get that free pick off, carapacing off the damage and then stunning him up and then turning the kill around with Disruptor or the Enigma.
And T, you were the one saying that Extremum really likes for Nefrit to have like one of the big carries like Medusa, Alchemist. You said Bristleback as the third?
Yeah, that is for sure potential option. Kotl was actually not even touched within this in the bans.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we could maybe see a like casual Kotl Navi get pressured into some type of potential bristle counter, and then you just casually go for that. That could be an option for Extremum, but for sure, I think having a hero that can play around that aggression, play around the kind of slow nature is good. Ooh, they go for a Grim. They go for a Doom.
Iceberg Doom.
Iceberg Doom.
Iceberg
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good against Void Spirit. And it's so nice with an Enigma Disruptor. If you remember,
Ricky, of course.
yeah, in the past, Doom Disruptor was one of the best openings because the heroes naturally fit together so well. Doom, you're walking in. Disruptor doesn't want to be ran at, and getting through a Doom is very difficult. To makes the Enigma a lot easier to play too.
I think the key thing is just look at what Extremum has in a fight. If you look at the big team fight, it's Black Hole versus Egg. If you remove Egg, suddenly Extremum are kind of just single target running around, playing for that Soulbind, and it gives them that entry into the game. They play around a hero. And now you have last pick
Yeah,
as well.
and you have Nyx Disruptor, so you effectively have 2 big cancels. If you get somebody in the field, you get somebody else doomed. Like that's that. And the Wraith King makes sense just because obviously you can live through one, reincarnate. It's one of the better heroes against you as well, and to take advantage of his low armor.
They're going to have Void Spirit to be able to die fights, but like other than that, the Enigma like Eidolons plus Necro summons make it so hard for Extremum to like even poke past, feels like. So that's why Disruptor ends up being so effective, and it just makes it, if Navi area controls the map and stands in good positions, it just becomes so much more difficult for Extremum to go in.
Yep.
10 seconds.
The support duo is effectively just going to generate more kills per minute on average than the Extremum supports. It's the big benefit of Disruptor Nyx. You don't push waves necessarily. You're not like great at pushing, but by just existing, you will be able to abuse any enemies caught out of position pretty much better than I would say any other 2 supports in Dota.
I kind of like for Extremum, maybe they go for like a Pangolier last pick, because they don't have ultimate last pick in the draft. I think they should be scared potentially about these illusion heroes, being able to play behind the aggression of what a Doom provides in a lineup, especially with like Phase, Drum, BKB, and then Shivas. So I think some more tempo and laning presence could be cool. And I look at what combos Extremum have run with Phoenix, and the bans are pretty much tailored to Phoenix. You're not going to have a good laning partner. So I think at least Pangolier covers you on the illusions, gives you a potent lane, and applies some type of pressure and some pacing in the game that Extremum needs for sure.
Could you offlane the Void Spirit? Pick a mid?
You can. I think, but that's where in this position in draft, you need to you either go for a hero that can flex with Void Spirit, or you pick with utter confidence a hero that can just go mid without any counter. And
Is Grim mid an option? I don't know if Melojul plays it at all, and I don't know how it does against Doom.
It's probably not bad against Doom, but Doom will probably still
Navi's turn to
I'm guessing. And once he hits like 6, Grimstroke just dies, surely.
oh, okay. So they actually opt for you have team fight, but we have Uber. So if you drop a Black Horror or a Doom, we will just reset the fight entirely and just play off the cooldown. So yeah, I actually like the idea of Underlord as well.
Really beefy lineup now.
It covers you from the illusions as well, like I mentioned. So
Helps them defend towers a lot too. That's one thing they're missing from this draft compared to last game with the tree. So they can definitely clear out Enigma summons without too much difficulty, and that'll make taking fights a little easier.
and this is where turning up on time allows you to have more reserve time. Navi now have plenty of time to think about their last pick.
And most likely we're looking for a V-Tune. We have his anti-mage and his Slark banned out in the last ban phase from Extreme. Anything
Jug's
still
gone,
that,
Troll's gone.
yeah, there's a lot of carries that are gone.
I don't know if Lifestealer is ever a hero, but it could be in this spot, just because you eat these strength heroes for breakfast.
I don't know if I'd say eat. Like, yeah, you can lifesteal but you don't do that much damage.
The question is if they respect the Underlord for what it brings to the game, because they still can go for PL type hero. It might have a hard lane, but in the game you're going to have a perfectly fine time once you hit that kind of 2 or 3 item period. So they could easily, I could see them just still going for the PL. I'll go for more.
I think it is.
Your hero.
It's banned last game. They get it this one.
I mean, their draft just scales so well, and V-Tune's morphling very, very. I like it.
There is a lack of killing potential Morphling going into the later portion of the game. Early on, maybe you can find him out of position, but for sure, it is going to be a very hard to kill, like 30-minute plus Morphling game once he gets there.
All right,
Yep.
final thoughts from Third?
I just feel like Navi feels very in control with their draft. They're very confident with the pickings, so I have confidence in Morphling being able to have an okay laning stage and then hit it like a really strong mid game.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you after the game, deciding game, Kyle. What you
Navi
got?
all the way. This is their comfort zone. Obviously, General's confident. Enigma. I haven't seen Iceberg Doom game, and Morph. I mean, Wraith King is kind of like the Sven of last patch, but in this patch, Morph is just so good if you stay even in net worth against it. They don't have too much kill potential for him. I think.
Yeah, I kind of find it hard for Wraith King to play out like this game, which is like he plays lane, he goes jungle, farms Radiance, comes out where you have Enigma with Necrobook, he'll take your tower, he'll occupy your jungle.
Yeah.
Doom with Phase Drum, he'll be running into your map anyway. So I don't know if there's enough room to get this Wraith King online. And when he is online, does he ever do enough damage to kill Morphling? They really need to like crush lanes and roll it.
Easier for Navi to take towers and then invest that gold into further advantage because they just get these cheaper build-up items naturally there in the.
All right, a lot of question marks on whether Extremum can take this one home, or maybe Navi will take this 2-1. Only one way to find out. We're gonna see it played out together with Cap and Fog.
Kyle says that he's never seen Iceberg lose on a Doom game, and for good reason. That man has a 72% win rate on the Doom. Specialty hero for him. Fogged, is it going to be enough to put Navi over the line?
Looks real strong again, and it really seems like they're trying to force the issue of this Enigma super hard. Like they could have gone for other options, but they really want General to keep playing this. Maybe they have something that they want to continue working on with their team around the Enigma, or they just feel like it's really that strong. And it does look quite strong. Their lineup scales really hard. Some nice stuff for Extremum as well. They do have a good way of fighting frequently, which would be one of the most important things. Mellow Jewel kind of has to step game up super time and just pretty much play around those cooldowns, because that is one thing from Navi. They do rely on those a lot. But I think this early game is so important. Extremum, if they start falling behind, even like 10 minutes or so, I'm going to be really concerned. Flash farming that Navi has and their scale potential, of course, is...
So why do you think that they value this Enigma so much for General over, say, like the Beastmaster that they could have gotten last game? Because they do occupy a very similar space. What's the difference between...
I think it's just, it gives the freedom for Roger to do what he wants, whatever the hell he wants to do in the game, because he can just, like you said, he's the most self-sufficient offlaner in the game, this Enigma. He's just going to be able to reset lane positioning. He'll always get some, as long as they're not like tri-lane diving the hell out of him and not doing like some like very smart big play. General is gonna, Roger can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I like that. That was my thought as well, that it was kind of like more about the laning phase than it was about Black Hole versus Roar. It just seems like Enigma really just can't pressure this hero. And I'm seeing G. I'm watching G is in a 5 position, and I'm just like, I really, you know, for the first level of Eidolons, maybe you feel like you can kill some stuff, but other than that, you just don't have a whole lot to do when it comes to laning phase against.
No, and once the levels do start to kick off, Eidolon, I say this every single time with Wraith King, but you have low armor. You know, Eidolons, they can start to pack an annoying punch. Wraith King should be able to sustain fine because he's got sustain with his lifesteal, but it could slip him up a little bit.
Invasion here from Extremum. Roger's still going to try and sneak the bounty rune, and he will grab it to pull it.
Wonder what build we get to see. I've seen him doing his Yule's build quite a lot, especially when he's playing versus like annoying silences. Maybe this would be one of those games. Maybe he just goes for more standard items, but for that to stop, this is a good move here. Just trip up the Enigma right at the start, play behind the lane on those Eidolons.
Oh, hey, Courier.
Oh, and look.
Hey, thanks, Roger.
Oh, and he doesn't get this. Did he? Oh, he got the sentry delivered. Red as it died. It wasn't in range.
Well, it does mean that Nefrit misses out on one whole CS. Didn't even get the experience for that. And then his range creep just got denied, so he's not going to be super happy. It was a nice idea if they could actually get first blood, but we'll see. So General's already taken a lot of damage for sure. Go again on him.
They at least have a very kill-threatening lane. Grimstroke, an actual 5 position. Last time where they had Nyx and Deuce, no way for them to set up kills or actually punch back in the lane. This one, if a General steps up and misplays at all, he's a kill. Same thing for Roger. Much stronger lane in that.
A bottom lane matchup, Shotslow and Chu, as the Underlord and Phoenix are up against Always Wanna Fly on the Disruptor and V-Tune. Morphling. V-Tune.
Free lane for V-Tune.
Yeah.
Be able to blast it perfectly under this. Sure, the atrophy is a little annoying, but the Morphling is like the perfect pick to deal with this lane. I think it's just like T-Gov was saying on the panel. They picked this Underlord to cover it because they probably were like, oh god, you know, we banned Slark, the PL is still available, it's V-Tune, and they set themselves up, so yeah.
Is there so it sounds like to me you're pro. Chu. He's going to be caught. He's not level 2. This is the time to pressure a Phoenix, and this is the time to get first blood for your carry.
Already has the Morphling coming out on his courier at the 2-minute mark, so harassment that comes up from Shoshlo is going to be stopped. And Shoshlo even be very careful how far he steps up.
But yeah, it seems like to me you feel like the pressure is kind of on Extremum, just because it seems like Navi have drafted themselves into a winning position for this.
They have to set the pace of the game. Like I was mentioning earlier, if it hits 10 minutes, and I feel like Navi is the ones who's just terminating every single one of the fights and just making all the first moves, being able to sit back and farm, Extremum is just going to fall further and further and further behind very quickly. It's a greedy lineup that Navi does have with this Doom, Enigma, like all these heroes farm so much. And if they're able to sit, it's just...
So in which case, this mid lane matchup is going to be really important because that's going to be one of our primary... Oh, nice snipe there, Chu. He's going to force out the Fairy Fire. Oh, he's going to go for the dive, you madman! Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't get the kill. So this cops a lot of damage for nothing. But yeah, as I was saying, this matchup, mid matchup, the Void Spirit versus the Doom, we need Melojoul to really take from this lane everything he can and then just start, as you said, make some things happen around.
Yeah, he has to be unbelievable to take advantage of the greed that Navi has that's going to start kicking off very quickly. And it's going to be like that also in the mid game. He just has to take advantage of when those cooldowns get used, you know, the black holes. He has to be very perfect with his movement. And he was doing really well at pressuring the Doom at the start, but Iceberg, he found the creep. You know, either the Ice Armor or the Alpha Wolf pretty much just wins you the lane at all.
Melojoul kind of missing up the remnant there. Oh, not only just dying, but the Firestorm going off as a result is probably going to get all of those creeps denied. Morphling, throwing this.
All 3 lanes, really. Look at top even, too.
Yeah.
They can't actually deal with the Eidolons. It's pressuring Nefrit. He's gone the chainmail, as we've seen a lot first item on these raids. But either way, he just gets stunned, and the harassment is a lot for him to deal with. Grimsh, you help the area. V-Tune is the pick of the litter, right? He got to pick his carry hero last into everything.
Chu barely staying alive there from that last Thunderstruck hit. Roger, kind of free to do whatever he wants around the map.
Chu?
Top lane. Chu does have a stick. He'll pop it just good. But it means he's not out there in order to get the 5-minute bounty runes, which I'm pretty sure is what I was really looking for there. Is you kick one of the supports out, you kind of guarantee yourself one of these bounties.
They gotta get themselves 3 also. After already winning the lanes in the first 5 minutes, they're probably gonna get the bounties too. There's no way that they can apply pressure in the middle or the bottom lane at the moment. Top lane, they can still look to maybe get some kills on General if he steps up too far, but bottom and mid is just, it's a wash now. There's no way that Extremum can slow these 2 down. way too good of a start here.
Oh, jeez. They tried to get aggressive on General. G coming in, just going to try and run a little interference, but now he's going to be in some big-time trouble as he's going to go for the TP out. Bottom lane, they do manage to get the kill on Always Want to Fly. Two of them group up and both still. The lane's still not looking good for him whatsoever. They're going to need...
He's just gonna commit.
Yeah.
He's got 300 HP, but he's got the Morbid Mask, so he can just hit them and heal up with this huge amount of armor. Josh, though, might actually just die to right-click in a waveform.
Does he have anything? Does he have a Fairy Fire or something? Okay, he gets out of range. 2, though. He's pretty slow. He's got a dive coming up. Either way, I mean, Vutun's missing out on very little CS. Doom on the mid lane here. Always Want to Fly with the Thunder Strike, but not close enough to get the kinetic field. And he doesn't have Glimpse leveled up, which is pretty common for second level of Thunderstrike adds a lot. Now they're going to go on Always Want to Fly here with the Doom no longer being up. Melojul feels pretty confident just being able to dive in, and he's right. Didn't have to really worry about any nukes. Kill.
But Vitun pushed 2 heroes out of his lane. Level 6, they can't go down here anymore. Free farm Morphling, free farm Doom, free farm Enigma. Uh-oh. They got to make something happen at least now when the Doom is on cooldown. I want to see them pair up Melojul and G. Both of these two have to start hunting. This Morphling is just going to get too much base, and it's such a good Morphling game. It's gonna pick up to get involved.
Anytime I see a lineup that looks just a bit greedy, it's always, for me anyway, about how well those lanes. The greediest lineup in the world can work if you win all 3 lanes. See the net worth, they are way far out and ahead with the Morphling and the Doom. Net worth and even the Enigma is ahead of the Void. So...
And it is such greedy heroes is really the important thing. All 3 cars are some of the most greedy that you can pick. The Doom he's different because you can actually punish his greed. It's gonna happen. About Devour. Enigma sometimes you can shut down, but he's always gonna naturally be able to make money off of his conversion. Morphling 2 sometimes takes time to ramp up, but when he gets a Morbid Mask at the 3-minute mark, and he's able to command his own lane and changes the entire.
Regen, that'll certainly help. But what can he do with it? I mean, I kind of feel like... I guess you don't have ultimates on the supports on the side of Extremum, so he can't reliably, like, go and just solo kill a Morphling. That's not going to happen. He's got to wait until his supports get a little bit stronger. But
I don't think they're ever going to kill this Morphling in this game. It's going to be really difficult for them to ever set up on him with lead. Especially because now Iceberg, like, he's got his drum, I think, finished up. He's gonna start just running down these lanes and just throw Doom on anyone who shows, and just like immediately Melojul stacks up and he threatens the Doom.
Yeah, I love this is one of my favorite combos with Disruptor. Disruptor Night Stalker is a good one when Night Stalker's meta, but Disruptor Doom, just a great way to make sure that okay, you can force a team fight. The person you Doom can't run away. He's gonna get glimpse. Fight, so he's definitely gonna die. And Doom, even without his ultimate, is just a great frontlining hero to kind of run at people and force them to run away from you. Disruptor loves this, takes full advantage.
Yep. Let's see. G, he has a point in the silence and he has Melojul paired with him. I think a smoke into getting a ward down just to watch. If they can get a wraparound on Vitun, they get the silence from the tree lines. They have potential to maybe get him.
He just barely missed out on that ward being placed due to nighttime. Always Want to Fly snuck one up there in the triangle. He is potentially going to be found and killed here, but they do have the Doom up, so Melojul's got to be a little bit careful here as, okay, the Phoenix, nice body blocking. If he could just body block a little bit more, Vitun might be able to catch him here. They do have the Sun Ray healing him up bit by bit, but it's looking pretty rough out here as... Nice deny. G. Well timed with the last hits. That's why that man still holds the current record for last hits in a single game. That kind of timing, baby.
As top general easily kills Sashlo by himself with a black hole commit.
I love that damage breakdown. Where just Malefice just stunned.
Is under attack.
Four man.
Yeah.
4K lead. ults are down. So this is, again, I have to see Extremum pair up. G and Melojewel, they got to get together and look to make something. They got to look together and take advantage of something because it's 5k lead already. It's getting out of control already.
This man's taking your ancient stacks.
And he's already getting toward his... He is going to go for a natural item build, just going to go for the Manta to deal with that one silence. And even then, even before that, he's pretty unkillable. They got to do something. They're just going to sit back and play a little bit of the farm game for Nefrit. But any of this downtime, Navi just... They love it.
I'm going to assume that you agree with Nefrit's build here, that he doesn't have the time to build up any sort of Midas or Radiant shenanigans.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Unfortunately, yeah. They have to weather this storm very soon or the game is just over, honestly. This is getting out of hand way too fast. They have to start looking to fight. They cannot just sit back and let Navi do whatever.
There's a reason Shot's low. He's not TPing away from this because he knows his allies are making the rotation over. The sad part is they're getting a lot of kills on the side of Extremum, and all of them are on always want to fly. That's not the hero that you want to kill. Four kills, 4 deaths on always want to fly.
The man knows how to die, especially in a good situation, sacrificing his life for the team. They get a good ward down here. They're actually watching General. Maybe look to go for this aggressive dive forward. Melojewel and G.
Okay. No, he's a little bit too far away. They'll go ahead and use the Dissimulate to clear out and get a little bit of gold from those.
Might get glimpsed.
Yeah, he doesn't have Dissimulate, so he is indeed going to get pulled back here. Malphus, before he can make the jump away, the Static Storm is there, sealing his fate. B-Tune picks up the kill. He gets that much farther ahead of everybody. Now he's 2,500 net worth ahead of the Wraith King at 12 minutes.
And they immediately take out that ward that was just placed, so vision gotta be restricted for Extremum. Shoshlo is standing under a ward, so they're probably gonna just dive him up here, as I don't know if they can actually help him. Chu does not have a TP available. The Phoenix for that egg. Yeah, Navi's just gonna chase him out, Shoshlo.
Dire's top tower.
Is he even gonna try and get off a Firestorm or anything? No, that's how scared he is. So he dies. Man, 6k this early. It's always like a good way to paint a picture is talking about, okay, the net worth difference, take this hero out of the equation, and that's how far ahead they are. But like, you can't even do that. You can't even 7k up. Nefrit's the most farmed on the side of Extremum, and he's at 4.7k. Like, no one hero even comes close to the lead that Navi has right now.
They gotta slow something down. They're gathered up looking for some type of play here. Underlord is pushing out the hard lane. Let's see if they can actually get Iceberg.
All right, full commitment here to bring down the Doom, and they need every single hero I think they've got to be able to take down that tanky boy and make sure there's no rebuttal. Top lane, though, they are going to run at Shoshlo. Shoshlo, seeing those heroes, thought, okay, my team made a move. Maybe I can run up this high ground. He'd be wrong about that, but they can still make a team fight out of this. This is looking pretty hot right now with the Wraith King underneath his Static Storm. He doesn't give a damn. He's down to just sit there and whack on people, and all the better if he loses his first life. Slowing people down, making sure they catch even more heroes. We're going to watch Always Want to Fly before back. Good fight for Extremum. Not bad.
Very nice. Have to take advantage of whenever they do show in the lanes. And they do that immediately as Iceberg does show. They have a little bit more of information. Top, they make the quick jump with everybody and then just swing to fight. And that's the way it has to be for their lineup right now. Have to constantly look for fights. Egg is going to be on cooldown for some time, but still, I think you have to just get that pace going. Syncs well at its maximum with Melojewel. He has a haste rune too, is enabled nicely.
Fox, how do you itemize this game to deal with a Morphling?
Tower is under attack.
Ags on the Void Spirit. I have no idea what on the Wraith King. He has to just.
Okay.
I don't know. There's not really an item that 1-to-1 as a Wraith King versus Morphling will solve your problems.
Yeah. He's got a Spirit Vessel being built up by the Phoenix, of course, but that's, you know, ways away. As talked about how underfarmed is.
He has a Manta as well, right? Manta treads with the mask, almost level 12, like prepared to counter. Nefrit's he's got the blink queued up, so that can be nice. They can have that clear initiation, so commit himself every time.
Hey,
and then
Chu!
He can eat the Doom.
Sneaking in some bounty runes, you sneaky boy. Get 2 of them, gets away with the TP. Okay, yeah, every little bit helps.
Roger stalking Melojul, so whenever they see Melojul, Melojul's
All right,
gonna know that
Melojul.
he's being stalked.
He definitely knows now. Silence goes out before the spike carapace could get there, so Roger dies like that.
Hey, these kills all matter. Now they can set up also for the push, and they are shrinking that lead slightly.
Man, if only somebody was around this Roshan pit, just to throw a little bit of damage in there and make Navi go like, oh crap, they know. So we have to back up. Sadly, there's nothing there, so Navi are kind of free to take this Roshan in exchange for the tier 1 tower.
And maybe that was Roger's plan after all, you know, make them go on him, make them commit for the tower, and there's no way they can make it up in less than time.
Yeah, could
Give
be.
his life for the cause.
Okay, Blink Dagger on the Wraith King. I mean, it doesn't really get much more fast-paced than that.
Yep, can jump into the backlines, can mess with the Disruptor and the Nyx. He can be the ones to start the fights and be that Inkswell target so that Melojul can be more careful or playing around. Iceberg has a BKB too. The two are just so farmed. 2 big cores on Navi. Then Glyph the range creep also to finish up the tier 2. Dire Glyphs as well. They're setting up TPs to the tier 3. She's looking for this fight here on it.
Well,
G's gonna take some time to get there though. G is very important for their fight.
Oh yeah.
Roger is right on top of him.
And Roger is going to reveal his presence with a couple of presents for G. Spells, he goes down. V2 with Aegis, feeling like he can just push wherever he wants to. They're going to try and punish him here, see if they could somehow take away that Aegis without overcommitting. But they can't.
No chance to kill him until they have Ags on Void.
Yeah.
Once they have the Ags on Void Spirit, they can trip him up if they catch him with the silence at a good opportunity post Manta. We'll have the double charges. He gets it. Sure.
It's a nice combo there from Melojul using the Dissimilate to dodge the Spike Carapace. Oh, the egg's gonna go off and V2's not that close. This looked like a successful egg until last second. Oh, they barely bring it down. And then they demolish the rest of Extremum. As soon as that's gone, they're gonna chase down Shachlo here, who's doomed up, so he's not getting out. 4 dead, G's the only survivor. And well, he just came back up, so.
Really nice fight from Navi. Looked a little scary for a second, but yeah, two farmed. They have a BKB on the Doom. The Morphling, as soon as he gets a second on the egg, they kill it. The game just continued to be extremely hard for not a whole lot that they can.
Yeah.
Last pick Morphling just broke. I feel like it just broke everything that they wanted to do. There's just no way to threaten him. It's this Loom that's always in your head, and then you also have Iceberg on his most comfortable hero, his Doom, that he's 70% win rate, 72.
Yeah.
And the Enigma, which they're now adding to their super comfort 3 times in a row.
Seriously. That's gonna be hard to draft against General with only 2 bans at the start. If they have elevated this Enigma to that far up, his General is gonna be gone on here. Does have the black hole. Is he gonna tick out? He's not. So he's gonna get the full black hole off. No damage behind it. But it does give time for V2 to be able to get here. They're going to be able to get the glimpse back onto Melojul. Melojul inside the Static Storm. Not going to be able to get away. They're going to go for the Dark Rift, a fast explosion, maybe blow up the Morphling, but no.
Luckily to survive there. Important effort in these fights. He's just getting mana burned. That's what happened doing the last one too. The book is kind of just killing him by itself. He just gets Malefist and it can't do anything about it. Do get themselves at least one nice kill, and Melojul was the one who picked it up, so getting closer to Aghanims, which really needs this game. They're so far behind. When it comes out, the solution from Navi's already going to be a big item for V, very likely. Eagle Song, he almost has the E-Blade. Smoked up, looking to take advantage here. Still in Aegis for about a minute, and Roger in a very cute spot to break the smoke.
Can he blink? Can he blink? Oh no, he blinked right next to the Grimstroke. Well, either way, he broke the smoke, preventing V-Tune from getting caught potentially, though he still had another minute with his Aegis. I thought maybe Extremum went for that smoke with the Aegis timing out, but
Roger and always want to fly, but all about, you know, the team. They'll die for the team.
Yeah.
7 deaths on the 2. 10. Trying to just protect these big greed cores who are very rich and would give a lot of gold if they were able to die. And there's the E-Blade. So these supports, Grimstroke, Phoenix, in one-shot range. Many of these heroes the game. No casual cloak on them either. The Iceberg leads the charge. He has Doom and an Arcane Rune.
Again, there's the Doom, there's the Glimpse back, and we're going to try the E-Blade combo, but he does manage to Icarus dive backwards, and V-Tune is going to take a lot. His Aegis is about to expire. 3 seconds. If they can wait. Oh, no! To be fair, he was morphic agility. I think he intentionally killed himself, so V-Tune making sure that there was no chance of a Gimp death there. V-Tune.
On the absolute last second of it, though. You know, that's really pushing your limits.
That was a little scary, but V-Tune. At least he had it down to the absolute second. That's how you know a team takes good Roche timings.
Is under attack.
Not me, Fogged. I always forget.
My waters rise.
No, it takes a second for it to get reclaimed. That little extra second too.
Yeah.
That was very close. That was very risky. They're still, even if he dies there, they're probably in a very comfortable spot anyway, but taking an unnecessary risk for commandingly in control of this game. Nefrit.
Nice initiation.
Egg is in a pretty good spot.
Always want to fly. He's definitely going to die, but the sad part for Extremum is Navi was able to make a clean escape, and they're going
to
go back in. They're going to deal with the Necronomicon units. V-Tune sees his opening. He's going to go for the back line. G does manage to survive. They're going to go ahead and Dark Rift out on the other side of things. G is going to fall. Everybody in? Not everybody. Chu's still out there, and they're going to try and catch him. He doesn't have dive. I'm not sure why he didn't want to go back, but they caught him barely with the impale.
Continuing to be extremely difficult and always want to fly, continuing to eat the eat the ganks for his team.
Yeah, seriously, this man is doing a great job of that.
He is. He just ate a Phoenix egg.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, V-Tune chops down the last remaining outer tower. Now there's just tier 3s left in their way with Roshan coming up. Potential spawn time here in a minute. So we've got chill out if they want to.
Yeah. I can't believe that Iceberg is actually...
Oh, caught him! Caught him!
Jump.
Oh, General!
Patience.
That was some serious patience. Well played, well played.
Shot slow?
Shot
Roger's there,
dead.
man. Oof. Yeah, this game is well and truly impossible. It does feel for Extremum as they're just getting hunted anytime they go try to do anything outside the map. All 3 lanes pushing in. Navi showing no mercy.
Fox, would it be fair to say that draft-wise, it got consistently better for Navi?
Yeah, absolutely. The way that they set up V-Tune in these last 2 games was it was so perfect. They got his hero in the absolute best state as he's jumping forward.
I mean, V-Tune's just being a boss right now, running in and then booking it back out. No hesitation whatsoever. He just knows he can push this hero to its limits.
Yeah, I'm glad they went more toward this style. Anti-mage overall anyway, the hero is still, it's an anti-mage. Not crazy about it in most. They could have probably made it work that game, but this just looks so much more comfortable for V-Tune can actually look to get involved early on. Just have a pretty decent hero that actually does stuff. I am just... Mellow. Got another Astral Step, Roger. Already on the hunt. Blink to chase 2.
He tries to kill this creep wave. Roger might be able to get a spike carapace off on him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shivas. Okay. Knock down the trees. They know where he is, though. They see him now. Oh, dear. Dissimulate not up for another second. He's got an Astral Step. He'll jump away. Oh, nice impale. Good guess. They spot him for a moment. That's all they need, I think. He went back up. Is he going to take out? Not quite. Oh, God.
Just, oh, poor Mello.
All right, does he dissimulate? Okay, Enigma jumps into it, but now he pops over to where General is. General spots him. Mana burn to finish him off. It took a while, but in the end, they corral and kill Melojul.
He bought some time for his team to get a little bit of farm, which they really, really need.
Yeah.
And now he does have Ags at least finished, so I mean, some type of threats. However, Morphling has BKB, Doom has BKB, and Ashivas now too, and they've got everything they need to how the pace of the game is going. They're just a step ahead and a full life. Pretty much all of their core. It's not 2 items ahead.
Yeah, when you're losing like this, I think one of the worst things to see is like when your carry is like, all right, I've got my new item. It's an SNY. You know, that is just not the big splash item that you're hoping to turn the game around. And I don't blame him for his build. It's just they kind of needed to be able to fight early, but sadly they haven't been able to make many fights work to their favor.
No, and it's like Void Spirit gets Ags, but they have BKBs and Manta play around. So Melojul, see if he can even find any type of kill setups with this double silent. It's Iceberg. He's the tanky boy in the front.
Breaks. Forwards. They miss. Goes that.
And they can't kill him anyway. He just gets, if he gets the BKB off, he's walking away. And he's very tanky versus Shivas. Into Roche, Age of Cheese. Navi, again, no mercy.
Skeletons.
Look at him. Like, I love watching where Roger is. Look, he's just waiting.
Yeah.
He's like, someone is going to port down here. Someone is going to make their way to split push.
Yeah,
Well,
always want to fly was ready to break any smoke ganks to the right down the river. Oh, Nefrit! He was given the Inkswell, but he couldn't get the blink off because the Eidolons. That is going to be an egg that is right in front of V-Tune's face. So just takes a second for him to be able to crack that egg on open. Now they're going to be making some omelets with the rest of Extremum being the ingredients. Nefrit, he's probably going to lose his reincarnation here, and sadly that second life is going to be a repeat of the first. They're going to try and mass buyback here to come back in, but it's all a setup for a beautiful black hole. General, great setup to force the GG, and they give V-Tune the rampage. Navi may start it off just slightly rocky there, but ultimately this is a team that just got better and better with time.
Yeah, and feels like in every aspect, right? Not just with the draft or the play, it's everything. They all look to just get much more comfortable after that first game. Even always want to fly. Like, he dies a lot, but it's deaths that are very valuable, and he also gets